This contest is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Painesville, Ohio, Kylan King.
Kylan King, we've seen her in action here on Dark. We've seen her on Elevation. She has looked impressive, and she has really grown into her potential.
Well, you're right. You are right. I'll tell you about that in a second.
And her opponent from Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
Wow, Julia Hart, she's throwing pom-poms around and everything.
Mixing it up with the fans at ringside. This match getting underway. Julia Hart making her AEW debut.
The situation with Kylan King, it's a confidence. Her confidence has really been cranked up, and she's showing it in the ring. She's showing it.
Collar and elbow type, center of the ring. Kylan King, of course, with the height advantage. I say of course because she is the tallest member of the women's division here in AEW.
Julia Hart, was she a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader?
No, she's from Bloomington, Minnesota. I mean, that doesn't mean she couldn't be a Cowboys cheerleader.
Colors.
You want me to pass you a shovel so you can dig yourself out of that hole?
I just remembered.
Okay. Kylan King goes for the trip. Julia Hart avoids contact, comes back around. Kylan King, quick step, shoulder tackle, drops Hart down.
Yeah, Kylan King, I mean, like you pointed out, big size advantage, and she's also super athletic as King. Nice hip toss.
Julia Hart went for hip toss. Kylan King countered one of her own. Arm drag. A second one.
Deep. That was real deep arm drag. Really deep.
Scoop. And a slam there by Kylan King. Cover hook of the far leg. Just a 2 count, though.
Got to give Hart credit, Julia Hart right there. That's a, it looks like a basic move, a body slam, but when someone has that height advantage on you, that's a big drop that you're landing from. She was able to kick out.
Julia Hart looking for a cradle here. Kylan King, man.
Quick hitting right there.
Kylan King rocked her with a kick, but Julia Hart kicking out. Julia Hart, Taz, showing a lot of perseverance.
Yes, perseverance, resiliency, all sorts of adjectives.
Tenacity?
Well, yes, kinda. You need to work in your thesaurus, but I digress. I'll help you with that.
Julia Hart.
Oh.
Flipping in, her handspring in to the clothesline.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Getting in the face. Kylan King.
I know the Cowboys weren't good this year. Jeez. Damn.
Tried to throw you a lifeline, Taz. Just keep digging deeper.
Just saying.
As always, thank you to our host, the Jacksonville Jaguars, right here in the shadow of TIA Bank Field.
It's a totally different conference. We're good. Oh, man.
Chops to the chest there. Irish whip into the ropes. Julia Hart comes back.
Whoa.
Oh, was looking for the head scissors, but Kylan King.
Oh, no. What is going to happen?
Oh. Julia Hart got hung out to dry over the top rope. Kylan King. Oh, big clothesline.
Oh, mama. What a shot.
Kylan King throwing the heavy leather here tonight. The high boot has Julia Hart on roller skates.
Tough. This girl, Julia Hart's tough. She's taking a lot of big shots from Kylan King, and she's still sticking it out.
Shotgun drop kick. Kylan King elevates over. Waist lock.
Nice release German there. Good job.
Kylan King. And you see that look on her face. That's the confidence we were talking about, Taz.
Dude, I'm telling you, she's got like a different level of confidence. And, it just, I guess, aligning herself, like you said, with Red Velvet. Oh, and Swole, Big Swole, it really helps her.
Kingdom falls. And Kylan King picks up the victory.
The winner of this match, Kylan King.
She's making noise in the ladies division. Miss King looking great, man.
Kylan King looking confident, looking comfortable. And she could very easily become a big player in the women's division. Julia Hart got planted, got put away. Kylan King picked up the victory. Absolutely, Hikaru Shida and Dr. Britt Baker, a lot of history there. And we announced earlier this evening, Dr. Britt Baker will, of course, get her shot at the AEW Women's World Championship.
I think it'll be a great matchup. The styles make great matches. Their styles are both combative, physical. Should be great.
From Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
And our first look at Julia Hart here on AEW Dynamite. Young woman will have her work cut out for her tonight.
And in case you're wondering, she isn't from Calgary.
Yeah,
Many Hearts are.
Many Hearts are. Britt Baker, look at that. Britt, just arrogance, just shaking her head, rolling her eyes at her opponent. It's all part of intimidation is what it is.
Her arrogance has morphed into confidence and more confidence each and every week.
Yeah.
She knows she's good. You know, the match she had with Thunder Rosa is still being talked about.
Sure it is.
Yeah, that incredible lights out match, the main event of Dynamite a few months ago. Right now, Dr. Britt Baker sending Julia Hart into the ropes. Nope, Julia reverses Britt. Step ahead, comes around the corner with the sling blade.
And down goes Julia.
Double or nothing. It'll be Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida. Shida in the World Championship. Remember, Shida broke Britt Baker's nose about a year ago in a match. So there's more than enough reason for Britt Baker to get in that match. Coming up at Double or Nothing on May 30th.
Could we be so bold to say that Reba has a nagging leg problem? Because I think that crutch is growing out of her arm.
I agree. Look at this.
Britt has got Julia Hart hooked. The air raid crash, center of the ring.
That's enough to win the match. Oh my God.
Britt Baker pulling Julia Hart up, but now she's got the lockjaw locked in. And look at, she's just smiling.
Control, power, dominance, and the ambition to be the next AEW Women's Champion.
Cruel and calculating.
Dr. Britt Baker, DND.
And on the 20th or the 30th, that is, of May, Dr. Britt Baker gets her shot. She has risen all the way to the, there you see, #1 contender. But right now we've got this episode of Technique by Taz. He's talking about Christian Cage.
It's a tag team bout set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Being accompanied to the ring by Julia Hart at a combined weight of 453 pounds, Brian Pillman Jr., Griff Garrison, the Varsity Blondes.
That's Varsity Blondes made a friend.
Well, used to have one friend.
Griff Garrison, Brian Pillman Jr.
I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah, Julia Hart in their corner.
This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from the Andromeda Galaxy, Chris Statlander.
As always, great to see Chris Statlander in action. Even better to see her back in full form.
Oh, I agree completely. I'm a big fan of Chris Statlander. I don't like many people. I like Statlander, and I actually like the Best Friends a little. But yeah, it's great to see Chris back in action here.
She has been in tip-top shape since her return to action from that knee injury she suffered about 10 months ago.
Her opponent from Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart still looking for her first AEW victory here tonight. She'll have her work cut out for her.
Yeah, she's got the blowhorn gimmick. See, like Bryce, the referees use. You know what I mean?
A blowhorn, folks.
That's what the cheerleaders they use. Anyway,
Not a bullhorn, a blowhorn.
Uh-oh. Oh, that Bryce has got some nose, too. If you filled his nose with nickels, you'd be a millionaire. I'll be here all week. Oh, there it is.
Now, Taz,
I'm selling nose pokes.
I don't want to, I don't want to impugn the integrity of Bryce Remsburg here.
Okay.
But
He's very sensitive. You know that.
I know he is. He just got booped. Do you think that he's not going to be able to keep his objectivity in this match? You think he's going to favor Chris Statlander?
No, I don't. I will say that about Bryce. Nice side headlock takedown. Bryce will call it down the middle. He's an all-business type guy. You never know where his finger was either, but I digress. So side headlock, right?
Statlander really grinding that side headlock in. Now steps around Julia Hart, back to the side headlock takeover. Once again there. Statlander making it look easy. Oh, look at it, roll up.
Good job by Hart, trying to stack her up for a pin.
Yeah, we saw Julia Hart grabbing that body lock, and now getting back up to a vertical position. Sends Statlander off, but Statlander powerful.
Yeah, just driving right through Julia Hart right there.
And Statlander coming back.
Whoa, got caught.
Got caught in the middle of her leapfrog. And look, Statlander holding her opponent with one hand in order to boop.
The boop is a boop. Boop is like a friendly thing, right?
It is a very friendly thing.
Boop.
Oh, nothing friendly about that power slam.
Even Orange Cassidy gives the old thumbs up, halfway limp thumbs up. Classic by Cassidy.
And we saw Chuck Taylor showing off the new Chris Statlander t-shirt available at shopaew.com.
Oh, nobody there. Julia gets out of the way. Got to hurry up here. Follow up.
Julia Hart showing off her cheerleading background. High kick missed. Statlander just hoists up Julia Hart.
Oh!
Drives her face first down to the canvas.
Talk about boops.
I believe that was more of a bop.
Right. Look at this. Inverted gut wrench into, oh, you know what this is.
Yep, didn't even bother to hook both the legs. The Big Bang Theory. And that is it. Statlander continues her streak.
The winner of this match, Chris Statlander.
Brutal landing on top of the skull of Julia Hart. Hopefully she's okay after that. Big Bang Theory City. Whoa.
Chris Statlander, Tesh, she has looked absolutely impressive since returning to action here.
Oh my God, that is just a nasty, nasty drive on your skull.
And if you are Hikaru Shida or any part of the top 5 of the women's division at AEW, watch your back, because Statlander is coming for you.
This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making her way to the ring from Chelsea, Michigan, Tasha Price.
Want to remind everybody, before this match gets underway, AEW Dynamite coming to you this Friday night at a special time, special day and special time. Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern kickoff on TNT live from Daly's Place here in Jacksonville, Florida. The start of our big Double or Nothing weekend.
I get major crazy vibes from Tasha Price. I'll just say it.
That's ableist, Ricky.
Who? I'm not ableist anyway. Wow.
And her opponent from Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
Saw Julia Hart in the corner of the Varsity Blondes last Wednesday night on Dynamite when they challenged the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. And Taz, the Blondes looked great. They came extremely close to picking up the victory.
No doubt about it, Excalibur. It was an awesome tag team matchup, and the Varsity Blondes, to me, rose to a whole nother level. Not victorious, but was special in that match.
Tasha Price coming out of the gates hot. The series of elbow strikes with Julia Hart, though.
Yeah, that was a nice forearm by Hart.
Avoiding contact, Tasha Price, reversal, center of the ring, shoulder tackle there.
Good job right there. Keep on moving there, young lady.
Trip,
maybe not. Watch out.
Julia Hart put on the brakes, the arm drag.
Smart. Like yeah, very smart, I agree.
Rolling through.
Whoa.
A little bit of hip toss there. Cover. Tasha Price kicking out. Julia Hart doing a good job of keeping her face towards her opponent there after those arm drags.
Oh, yeah, but Tasha Price, slight probably advantage as far as experience for Price.
I heard Julia backstage saying Julia. I said, yeah, that's your name. That's the name. That's your mother's name that she gave you. We get it.
My mother's name
Is she Julia Jr.?
Yes.
Oh, Junior Classic.
Yes, I looked
My
it up
mother's
on
Junior
Google.
Classic. I got it.
Oh, Tasha Price whipping Julia Hart across the ring.
I try to come to the table with some type of information you never heard of.
Oh, you always do. You always do.
I'll
It's
try.
spectacular with the
Because
stars. Excalibur. That's his name.
I'm expelled.
Julia Jr. getting rocked here in the corner by Tasha Price.
Oh, watch out. Oh!
Tasha Price again sending Julia Hart across the ring.
Griff Garrison on the outside trying to root her on, as is Brian Pillman Jr.
If I was the referee, I wouldn't be named Posey first off, but I definitely would be making sure that the hair isn't being pulled. All right? Taz, you know about that.
Yeah, it's illegal. I agree. And as a Team Taz,
It ruined
member,
you.
you understand that. You're a top flight member in the group.
Wait.
And yes, sir.
Top flight.
Oh, you're the lieutenant, bro. You're lieutenant.
I like that.
Big back elbow strike there by Tasha Price, taking Julia Hart off of her feet. Far-legged hook, just a 2 count out. Tasha Price.
Yes, hair pulling is illegal, Ricky. You are correct, sir.
Well, it really grinds my gears. We have to have order and law. Dun, dun, dun.
Nice. 1992 wants this show back, brother. But anyway,
Yeah, you never heard of SUV, huh?
I don't. I have multiple of them.
That's a sports utility vehicle.
Yes, I
Yeah,
have
but that's
multiple.
also the show,
No,
guys.
it's Special Victims Unit, you dummy.
Yeah,
SVU.
but right now, Julia Hart needs a little help to escape. Her jaw is controlled, I should say, and her arm. Tasha Price
But
getting
not
rocked
that.
now, yeah.
Yeah, not that right arm. Julia Hart, our orthodox striker, as Tasha Price is finding out much to her chagrin here.
You're right about that, man.
Julia Hart teeing off on Tasha Price. Tasha trying to create some distance, swinging a miss. Julia
That's one tough cheerleader.
clotheslines. And now the kick across the chest, the round kick.
Pulled her up.
Maintaining wrist control. Julia Hart.
He's bringing it.
Irish whip into the ropes. Julia Hart. Big back elbow strike.
Yeah, Tasha Price is rocked for sure.
Julia Hart comes in once again.
Is that handstand, cartwheel? Cartwheel handstand? This is a cartwheel handstand.
I think it's the cartwheel handstand. Yeah, you're right.
I believe it was a front handspring. 1, 2, no.
Wasn't from the front, it's from the side.
Are you a gymnastics coach now,
You
Excalibur?
realize that Ricky, he knows everything about everything.
No, it's the square root. The
Oh,
six.
Go here inside
Great.
cradle.
Oh!
Julia Hart, man, those kicks have been brutal. Now the splitting leg drop. 3.
Oh, wow!
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Impressive for Julia Hart, wow.
Picking up her first career AEW victory. Congratulations,
Look at that energy.
Julia Hart. Julia.
Julia! VARSITYBLOUES Blues Varsity.
Oh, that's not the name. You spelled blouse.
That was the movie. Blouse. Varsity Blouse. Was a
Look at this.
Oh, Varsity Blouse.
I had 5. It was a movie, remember?
It's Varsity Blues, not Varsity
I
Blouse.
was on page with you.
VARSITYBLONDE. That's tough. The Julia one's better. JULIA.
Julia Hart victorious here tonight. And a big reminder to everyone, Dynamite coming at you special day, special time this Friday live at 10 p.m. on TNT.
This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Making her way to the ring from Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart made her pro debut in March, and here she is, a part of the Varsity Blondes and her own singles match. And Buddy Boy, she's drawn a tough one.
Her opponent from Kanagawa, Japan, Hikaru Shida.
Just love Shida's new look. The shorter hair. Don't think she is not still in the title hunt. She had a long, very well-documented world title run. A record-setting 372 days. She was the AEW Women's World Champion.
A little bit of an attitude change with Hikaru lately, you know? Seems like she's gotten, even though she still has that great smile, but she's become a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know, like she wants that title back and she sharpened her focus maybe.
Sure. Julia Hart, who has that cheerleading background,
she just stepped right out of that.
That's right, just stepped right out of it.
That was pretty smooth. I'd have needed the tow truck and an ambulance to get out of that. And Julia Hart just stepped out of it.
I need a qualified competitive cheerleading background. It's a whole different world there, buddy.
It's basically gymnast and an athlete.
That's right.
Which translate very well to professional wrestling.
Sure does. We've seen Penelope Ford have a great success from a gymnastics background. Chris Statlander, by the way, Penelope Ford, and Yuka Sakazaki will go at it coming up at the first Fighter Fest that's coming up Wednesday live on TNT.
Nice stiff drop kick by Hikaru Shida. I say that because I love how competitive this women's division is. There's nothing given here. Everything is delivered with vicious intent. Yeah. It's very competitive.
Running knee strike that time from Shida. The Varsity Blondes looking on the outside. Of course, we saw them earlier in this program in that 8-man tag, and then the Acclaim took their cheap shots afterwards and basically sent a message or sent a challenge out to the Varsity Blondes.
It was really unique about that too, because, you know, the Acclaim wanted him in the ring, and when the Varsity Blondes got in the ring, Acclaimed hauled tail and ran.
Which means they really didn't want him in the ring at that time.
Exactly.
Right.
And we know Max Caster's all about the head games.
Yeah, buddy. You saw Flying Brian, and look at this.
Wow, these two girls are really knocking the stuff out.
Yeah.
Hikaru's like, bring it more. That samurai attitude. It's really incredible when you see how Hikaru gets fired up like that. You know, it's almost like she turns her pain centers off.
You know, am I wrong? And of course, you know, the black gloves by Shida, is that something new?
It is new. It shows that more aggressive personality, right. You know? And I mean this in a nice way. Like before when she was champion, she seemed a lot more gracious. Now it seems like her patience is shorter. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I don't
with her opponents.
Handspring into a lariat.
So definitely Hikaru Shida's got developing more of an edge, or she's brought an alter edge out.
There's a running elbow here by Julia Hart. And now Julia, their split leg crossover. 1, 2. Well, she almost won it. That's her move, her splitting leg drop.
It's pretty impressive. It actually does a pretty good cover across the shoulders like that.
Sure does. Got all the way to cross shoulders, and Hikaru Shida in some trouble here.
Been a tremendous upset, an incredible win for Julia Hart.
Tried a bulldog, got thrown away, and landed on a split. And ducked out of the way and rolls it up. 1, 2.
Hikaru might have been going for that katana. Julia Hart ducked out of it.
Picks her up and face first on the top turnbuckle.
Love that ring awareness by the athletes. Always know when they are and what's close. So important.
Whoa! 1, 2, and Hart got out of that.
I'm surprised. You know what? Julia Hart's flexibility saved her on that one.
To the attack once again. Here comes the former Women's World Champion, Shida. Julia Hart connected and ducked out of the way.
Big front kick to Hikaru, caught the leg. Julia Hart dancing around, trying to figure out what to do. Grabbed the tights, Hikaru Shida.
Wow, how about that? Down on the knee.
That's one way to fix the flexibility. This is the full metal muffler Hikaru Shida's applying on Julia Hart. And apparently, with someone as flexible as Julia Hart, she's not flexible enough to take that.
The winner of this match, Hikaru Shida.
The full metal muffler. Hikaru Shida gets her 34th win in AEW.
Just alluding to the fact that she signed recently a contract to be full-time here in AEW, and we're very proud of that signing. Another great get by Tony Khan.
I would agree. Thunder Rosa, they're chanting her name. I think it's great news that she is full-time with AEW.
A multi-year contract signed for the #1 ranked contender in the women's division. Could we see Thunder Rosa and Dr. Britt Baker in an AEW Women's World Championship title match, Tony?
We could.
I don't know why not, fellas.
We've seen them in a lights-out match. Hey, we also want to say that coming up Tuesday, the 100th episode of AEW Dark. How about that? Congratulations to you for hanging with Taz for 100 episodes.
And we're happy to tell you, Excalibur, you got 100 more to do.
That's right. Look at that roll up there by Thunder Rosa. Oh, the sweep of the leg, lateral press.
Thunder Rosa is so skilled in a variety of disciplines. But young Julia Hart is very athletic, extremely agile. She's young, as the guys say, she's green, but she is really learning on the go.
And a tremendous athlete, Julia Hart is. But Thunder Rosa,
yeah,
using Julia's inexperience against her.
Exactly. Waving, clapping to the fans, I get it, but not here.
Pretty smart to get to the ropes, get a break, get a restart, if you will. Very important that you don't get too far down, too far behind Thunder Rosa, because she will just beat your ass.
How about what we heard from Nick Gage? I'm telling you, this is going to be a sight tonight, guys.
He's got nothing to lose, Tony, Excalibur. He's got nothing to lose. There's just no telling what he's going to try to, so to speak, pull out of his hat, if you will, against Chris Jericho.
The Deathmatch King, Nick Gage, at the behest of MJF, will be Chris Jericho's labor #2. If Jericho loses tonight, if the Painmaker loses tonight, that's it. He can't get his hands on MJF.
And I also got good news for you fellas. MJF's going to be joining us here at the commentary table.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, Thunder Rosa coming through the ropes. Big clothesline. And Thunder Rosa, oh! Driving those knees into the chest of Julia Hart.
You know, I've seen a lot of great athletes, both genders. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody that's just naturally tough and aggressive as Thunder Rosa. It just comes to her naturally.
She's a fighter.
She certainly is, as Julia Hart finding out firsthand, getting rocked in the corner by Thunder Rosa.
And excluding the fact that Julia was in the ropes, there were clean legal blows.
Whoa, boy.
A little overzealous there was Thunder Rosa.
I think she hurt her left knee on that as well.
Yeah, came up clutching that left knee after the drop kick in the corner. Thunder Rosa on the receiving end of that clothesline by Julia Hart. This could be an upset in the making here. Julia looking for that running bulldog. Thunder Rosa, the ankle pick, trips through.
Oh, look out.
And now the knee bar applied. Thunder Rosa has it cinched in deep. Julia Hart in serious trouble here.
Julia's got to get that rope, and she finally does. But look at Thunder Rosa hang on to that submission just a little bit longer.
Trying to send a message to the younger competitor, Thunder Rosa. Who's swinging a miss by Julia Hart. Oh, back elbow by Julia. Thunder Rosa, though, hanging on to the waist lock.
Oh, wow. She hit hard on that one.
Thunder Rosa now charging and
drop
kick in the corner.
She didn't miss that one, guys.
Nowhere to go for young Miss Hart.
Now Thunder Rosa with Julia. She's got her up. Got her hooked. Fire Thunder driver. Center of the ring. The leg is hooked. And Thunder Rosa with the win.
As impressive as ever.
Thunder Rosa.
You gotta believe, folks, somewhere down the line, she's gonna be a champion. Right here.
All right, Varsity Blondes, part of the 8-man tag, and another win. Number 21 for this team during 2021. Congratulations, guys. Things continue to look up for this team.
Without a doubt, Tony.
Well, wait a second. Varsity Blondes.
What are we talking about?
Well, we know who that is.
Malachi Black. Oh, God. The mist, the black mist into the eyes of Julia Hart. That's how Malachi Black blinded Pac.
Get some help out here for this girl. Get some help for her. Oh my God, this is horrible.
Malachi Black just appearing out of the darkness, blowing the mist in the eyes of Julia Hart.
Need help out here for her.
We need to get some help for Julia Hart. We have to take this brief pause, but we'll be back with our main event.
The 20-year-old Julia Hart is the underdog in this matchup, and now if that statement is somewhat true, we're seeing the former champ widen the lead.
Hikaru Shida hammering Julia Hart, returning the favor for Julia's attack before the bell. Julia sent Hart into the corner. Hikaru Shida charging and running knee strike right on the money.
Ever since she's been in AEW, Shida prevails when she is aggressive, when she is motivated, when she's angry. And Julia Hart's gotten her pretty mad here.
Now Julia was fighting that suplex, but Hikaru Shida looking for the running knee strike. Julia just rolls to evade, now takes herself out of bounds underneath the bottom rope.
She can barely pull herself up here, guys.
Got a feeling that the end could very well be near for one of these ladies, and right now looks like Julia Hart is on the downhill slide.
Shida with the cover. Julia, though, able to kick out.
She picked her up from the apron over top of the ring, and that suplex found its mark. Wow.
Good perseverance, good tenacity by Julia Hart. She knows how important a spot in this tournament is. But Hikaru Shida, oh, look at Julia gouging the eyes of Shida.
She won't let go. Look at this.
The referee can step right in and disqualify her without a count. In that type of situation, the Bulldog headlock.
1, 2, no, Shida able to kick out. Julia frustrated, but she's in there with a former world champion, Hikaru Shida.
Julia's looking for anything big that can find her 3 seconds to beat Shida in this matchup. But I believe that Shida's heavily favored.
Julia,
Both knees are tested right there, fellas.
You're right, buddy.
diving elbow strike there by Hikaru Shida, and now the Tamashi. That spinning knee strike.
Oh, she's not, look at this, again, aggressive, angry.
Hikaru Shida gets Julia up, the Falcon Arrow. Plants Julia Hart center of the ring, and Hikaru Shida advances to the tournament.
There is your winner, Hikaru Shida.
But the more experienced Hikaru Shida looking good here tonight. I know that Owen Hart loved the Japanese wrestling, and he'd be proud of Hikaru.
Serena Deeb, who has tormented Hikaru Shida all these months, now looking to play mind games once again, but Shida anticipated the shot from behind.
Serena's got that steel chair. Now we'll have to match up with that kendo stick.
Well, we saw Hikaru Shida take Serena Deeb to the proverbial woodshed with that kendo stick just a few weeks ago. I think Serena remembers the sting.
I believe so. Look at the anger in her face. Look at it now. She's a little bit of a smile across her face. It's not done between these two guys.
Brody kick. Oh no. Ray Phoenix, the foot stops, the DDT.
This is some nasty stuff, ladies and gentlemen.
And Death Triangle has completely isolated Malachi Black.
I was going to say that wipes out everybody on the outside, and now Malachi is surrounded.
Malachi, who always likes to believe he's one step ahead of his adversaries.
Not today.
Oh, he caught the kick, but he caught those 3 kicks with his jaw.
Malachi showed a lot of guts, challenging his adversaries to come on. They did, and now The Death Triangle has a distinct advantage. Looking to close the deal.
Oh, Malachi lands on his feet.
Ooh, beautiful kick.
That back heel kick wiped out Penta. Ray Phoenix comes back, looks for one of his own. Malachi answers. Malachi, the back heel kick, step up Enziguri. Pac landed solid contact on that one.
Oh, boy. Here he goes. Here he goes.
One of the most awe-inspiring moves in all of pro wrestling.
And they're standing here.
The Black Arrow. Oh, Buddy Matthews.
Yeah. Good thing that Pac had his head up, saw what was coming.
Oh, 450 over Buddy Matthews.
Yeah, man, he landed his knees on the chest of Malachi.
Pac puts on the brakes. Buddy Matthews.
Boom.
German suplex. Turns Buddy all the way through, and now Buddy sets the outside out to Brody King. Malachi grabs the waistlock. Pac, standing switch.
Hey. Oh, great impact, torque on that suplex.
And this is the opportunity Pac has been waiting for. Look at Alex.
Rick Knox can even control Alex Abrahante.
Alex, take him out, man. Alex is pumped about this.
Alex wants to win her share of the purse.
And Pac, remember, Pac was blinded by that black mist. He's been waiting to take out his frustrations on Malachi Black. Couldn't pass up the opportunity. And now Pac.
No! No!
The down lights went out.
Malachi Black.
Julia Hart with the black mist into the eyes of Pac. But we have been building to.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Bloomington, Minnesota, Julia Hart.
Jazz, we've seen a lot of reinventions, personal reinventions in the sport of professional wrestling, but I'm not sure we've seen anything quite like what's happened with Julia Hart. More on that in a second. Let's throw it back down to Dasha.
Her opponent already in the ring from North Caldwell, New Jersey, Valentina Rossi.
I personally think what's going on with that young lady there, Julia Hart, I'm a fan of it, man. I think it's great being aligned with Malachi, with the House of Black. I think it's great. I really do, and I understand. Valentina Rossi, she's making fun of Julia. She better be careful.
Julia grabs the wrist of Valentina, grabs the side headlock, and now Julia switches around, grabs the hammerlock, and then transitions again back to the side headlock. Valentina dropped to the mat, countered out on Julia. Julia immediately back up to her feet after the arm drag.
Oh, grabbing the hair. Yeah, smart to do that. Referee saw it, but not going to get disqualified for that. You're going to get a warning. Now we're seeing Julia here. Oh,
Shots in the corner by Julia Hart. And a lot more aggression than we're used to seeing out of Julia Hart as well. As now the suplex, Julia floats over and, just rain it down. Right hands on Valentina Rossi.
Yeah, she didn't even care about the cover. She just wanted to ground and pound on Rossi. Now, look at this double overhooks on those arms.
Julia Hart is she's trying to prevent Valentina Rossi from scooting her way to the ropes, and Valentina used those long legs to get her foot on the bottom rope and force the break.
You're right. The long legs, rangy athlete is Rossi, and that helped her right there. And she was smart enough to utilize the bottom rope to break that hold.
I just want to mention that tomorrow, AEW. Oh, wait, no, a second. Valentina Rossi, the inside cradle, trying to steal her from Julia Hart here. And Julia kick across the back heel trip. Now Julia, moonsault press, but not going for the cover.
I'm not sure how much she even cares, Julia, about getting a victory. I just think she wants to hurt, Rossi. I just think she wants to inflict pain, and that's what the House of Black is about.
Yeah, it seems to be the mantra of the House of Black, and it all starts with the leader, Malachi Black, and now Julia Hart just a running back elbow in the corner. And yeah, it seems like Julia really taking pleasure in inflicting all this punishment on her opponent.
Yeah, you can see the look in her face. She hooks that arm with her leg. Now overhooks the arm, and this is going to be it.
Valentina Rossi with no choice but to submit.
The winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
A lot of submission victories we're seeing in Excalibur, but Julia Hart was very impressive in my view.
Yeah, very impressive indeed by Julia Hart. Once again, honoring the House of Black with another victory. And Julia Hart is going to have to keep your eye on her, no pun intended.
No, I think that we know what this is.
Oh.
This bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Wow. What an entrance for Julia Hart, now a member, or like Justin just said, honoring the House of Black.
Yeah, you can look at her now, the difference between when she first started at AEW and the influence that the House of Black has had on her just that fast. Look at her. She's a totally different person.
Yeah, she's a cheerleader no more. You're right about that.
Look at her eyes. It's like one is gray and one is black. That's scary, man.
It is. Let's go back to Justin.
And her opponent, JC.
Here's JC, her opponent, here on Elevation. By the way, I want to remind you, this coming Wednesday, we're going to be in Savannah, Georgia for our debut there of AEW debuts at the Enmark Arena, that brand new Enmark Arena. And then in 2 weeks, we're back in the Atlanta area, Gwinnett County, at the Gas South Arena up in Duluth, Georgia. Tickets available at AEWTIX.com as always. Look at Julia's stare here.
Yeah, that stare is like no emotion inside of that. It's almost like something else is driving that ship. JC came here for competition, but I could see in JC eyes, she doesn't know what she's in for. Look at her. Look at her eyes. The confidence is gone. You want to show confidence. That's what I'm talking about. You want to show confidence when you're wrestling. You want to show your opponent that you're in there, but she's already won that mind game.
Yeah, she had just the intimidating walk, the lights going out,
yeah,
the walk down, the fact that she knows that Malachi Black and Brody King and Buddy Matthews all have her back.
Yeah,
that's intimidating as well.
I tell you, the match starts before the bell even rings, and that part of the match has already been won by Julia Hart.
Stefan Smith is our referee. Look at Julia. Look at her. That jaw is set. Oh, my God.
Make me get my oil, man. Somebody need to deliver that girl.
And just a faraway stare at the referee.
You can't touch the ref.
No, my goodness. She's almost maniacal here. There's a knee lift. And Julia Hart, full arm drag, and whoa, boy.
There you go, Julie. Julie's doing what she has to do, almost already in the mode where, like, I have to survive in here, and I'm going to give it everything I've got. Nice elbow out of nowhere.
JC gets a boot to the face from Julia Hart.
And almost those sudden movements.
Look at this. Just a choke, a blatant choke.
Man, am I watching a wrestling match or a movie? That is scary.
Yeah, man. Okay, picks her back up.
Oh, nice arm trap there. Wow, this has got to be a submission. What do you call that?
I call that not letting go.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Well, I think she needs to change her last name because there was no heart in there, man. She is no emotion, no heart. That is evil, man.
Great call, man. You're exactly right. Look at that one. You're right. The eye on the right is black.
Oh, man.
Shows you what
Just focus in on that.
The black mist will do.
My goodness. That's scary.
With a 20-minute time limit, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart fallen under the spell, the influence of Malachi Black, and ever since that mist, that black mist in the eyes, we have seen a very, very different competitor than we're used to seeing, Mark.
Yeah, she's definitely changed, and that eye has gotten better, but...
And her opponent, Amber Nova.
All right.
Amber Nova. Yeah, we've seen her here on AEW Dark Elevation, AEW Dark before. But Julia Hart with this newfound edge, so to speak, Caprice, has been, unbeatable.
It's almost like Julia Black Hart. She has that mindset now. And it's like one thing to be under a spell, but to embrace it. She's embraced whatever she's under.
I mean, the House of Black has just proven to be, just
look at that.
A massive
quick start
force here in AEW since the arrival of Malachi Black, the introduction of Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and now adding Julia Hart to their numbers. Amber Nova in trouble here in the early goings.
Nova in a lot of trouble, and Julia is so aggressive with what she's doing. Look at the eyes inside of her. Whoa.
Amber Nova, though, gets the boot up, and now the elbow strike. Cracking Julia across the jaw, but now Julia, just a handful of hair, whips Amber Nova back down to the mat.
You know, I'm looking at the House of Black, and they have all the bases covered.
Yeah.
They have the intermediate-sized guy that's a killer. Mm-hmm. They have a guy that's more on the more athletic side that's a killer.
Speaking of athletic.
Yes, sir. And Brody King.
Yeah, I mean,
they
a super heavyweight.
Monster, a super heavyweight. And now Julia Hart in the women's division? Jeez.
And Julia Hart, a very, very young competitor early on in her pro wrestling journey.
This is it. This is our finisher right here.
And Julia now, with Amber Nova nowhere left to go.
No choice to tap right there.
Cranking on the neck.
Referee, break
Julia
it, Bryce.
Hart. Look at her eyes. Look at her eyes. Look at Julia's eyes. Wow.
This match, Julia Hart.
Julia seeming to take pleasure in punishing her opponent. But the victory here tonight, once again, honoring the House of Black.
Come on,
Julia
Bryce.
Hart.
Man, that's scary.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Well, Julia Hart set to compete here tonight on AEW Dark, and the House of Black had a very interesting weekend. This past Saturday, I was hosting a panel at the San Diego Comic-Con. Darby Allin was a part of that. More on that in just a moment. Let's throw it down back to our colleague, Dasha Gonzalez.
And her opponent, already in the ring from Washington, D.C., Renee Michelle.
Yes, tell me about this, because I saw clips online of what the heck happened in San Diego. Tell me, so what happened?
So we hosted the panel, AEW Heroes and Villains, part of our partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery. I want to give a big thanks out to them. But after the panel, Darby Allin was going to give away one of his skateboards. But then after everyone else had left the stage, Malachi Black and Brody King came in from a side door and assaulted Darby Allin. Just took him completely by surprise.
Yeah, it was violent and vicious, as is Julia Hart right here. Look, damn near ripping the hair out of the head of Renee Michelle. And dangerous. The House of Black. I mean, Malachi Black, man, he has all of them. They're all locked in and wild and crazy, man.
A roll up there by Renee Michelle. And a big kick out by Julia Hart, and a boot to the midsection stops Renee in her tracks. And, you know, we talked about House of Black. What about what we saw last Wednesday on Dynamite when Miro coming down the ramp? And, oh, man, Renee Michelle tumbling to the floor. But when Miro came down the ramp, and really unclear where his alliances land. You know, is it with the House of Black? Is it with his former adversary, Darby Allin? It's a really interesting situation.
It is. I mean, that's the thing with Miro. You don't know what he's up to, and it was odd to see him not actually hit the ring, but he didn't. And we'll see. But talk about getting hit. Renee Michelle just hit Julia.
And Julia Hart, though, able to kick out. That was a back heel kick.
by Renee Michelle, and now the scoop, but Julia Hart floats over and drives Renee Michelle into the corner. Julia comes in with a front handspring, but she missed the first time, but didn't miss with the back elbow. And swing intercepted there by Renee Michelle. Now Renee, Northern Lights suplex.
I wasn't sure if Michelle was going to get her over there on that Northern Lights suplex, but she was able to. The Northern Lights suplex on movement like that, quickness helps the throw and the back arch. And these ladies, I should say, Renee Michelle didn't have that in her suplex, but she still got her over.
It was like a deadlift into the Northern Lights. And now Julia Hart, the front handspring, the lariat in the corner. And Julia building up speed, the running back elbow. And this newfound aggression out of Julia Hart, I mean, has really made her into a formidable opponent, Taz.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Nice inside hook of that arm. Now in submission.
And Julia just cranking back on the neck of Renee Michelle and scores the win.
Winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
Man, Julia gets in to that submission hold, that neck crank so effortlessly. She hooks the arms and then once she gets the hands clasped behind the neck of her opponent, it is all over.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well done by Julia Hart. I mean, since aligning with the House of Black, Malachi Black, overseeing this young lady, she's lethal.
It's time for AEW Elevation. Along with Mark Henry, this is Tony Schiavone. Let's go to the ring for our first bout, and here's Justin Roberts.
Your opening contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart in the opening match here on AEW Elevation. Mark Henry, this girl has gone through a dramatic change.
Wow, look at this presence. I mean, she's got more charisma than I've ever seen her have.
And her opponent, LMK.
LMK in her second match.
Is that her initials, or is it an acronym for something?
Well, I would hope it's the initials. Well, they know her here in Worcester, Mass. LMK. You hear him? LMK.
I hear it. I hear that.
But take a look. You talked about charisma, albeit a darker charisma from this young lady, Julia Hart. I mean, ever since she took the black mist in the face, she has had a complete personality change, an attitude change, if you will.
She's just emotionless, expressionless, like liquid pools of darkness. But a slap would wake her right up. No, it didn't wake her up. It made her angry.
Yeah, take a look at her left eye. That left eye is, the pupil is so dilated in the left eye. And look at her go to work on LMK. Holy smokes.
Come on, ref. She wouldn't break. Bryce Remsburg had to take things into his own hands.
Like a wild animal, there's an inside cradle, and that was only a 1 count. LMK trying to wrestle her. I don't know if, there's a little physicality going on. Don't scream at her, girl. Go get her. Good drop, go behind, but a back elbow here.
Well, it seems like LMK is respecting her or fearing her more than I think she should. She should get on her.
Little cravat hold here and knee lifts. And she'll snap mirror over. Look at this.
Oh! Kick to the spine, Tony.
We've always known, because of her cheerleading background, that she was very athletic. And you may say, and we've gone over this many times, but she was a cheerleader. Well, cheerleaders are very athletic these days in cheerleading competition. So she's a very athletic wrestler here, Mark.
But that athletic background, she's got an athletic background in gymnastics, too.
Right.
So, I mean, those are both explosive sports.
You are right, Mark. Handstand.
Showing some of that athleticism.
And here she goes again. A lot of speed from one corner to another. Running with the back elbow. And she has just been dominating this matchup here.
Stalking her like a predator.
And now kind of a little smile to the face here of Julia Hart. Oh, the smoke slugged her from behind. Now she's really enjoying herself.
Oh, man. She's going to tear her arm out of the socket.
She is tapping away, and it's over.
She won't let go, Tony.
Here's the official announcement.
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart with the win, and here it is again, Mark.
Evil. Look at this hold, Tony. It looks like her shoulder is going to come out of the socket, and then she starts to crank it. Unbelievable.
A complete 360 change for now the seemingly possessed Julia Hart.
This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart, you can hear the mixed reaction for her. She is from nearby Bloomington, Minnesota, but as recently we've seen turn her life, her allegiance over to Malachi Black and the House of Black. And really to great results for Julia.
No question about that.
And her opponent, Free Range Kara.
Free Range Kara here. She's gonna have her work cut out for her. But to your point, Julia Black, I mean, something happened, right? On that night when Malachi Black spit the mist in her face. What's in the mist? What is it, some sort of special potion? What's the deal? Where does he get it from?
That's the thing that we don't know. But whatever it is, it seems to have an effect on whoever is on the receiving end of it. Whether it's Pac, Penta, Julia Hart, or even most recently Miro.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder, is Miro gonna be coming out now with a handkerchief over his mouth? Is that what the mist does?
Well, I mean, it affects the eye. We've seen.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. But I mean, he could come out with a handkerchief.
I mean, Julia loves.
Brody King loves the handkerchief.
Hey, look.
There's a lot of
more power to them.
Hey, House of Black
loves handkerchief.
Fashionistas.
Ooh, how about that? Fashionista.
Julia Hart with a massive shot just dropped.
I gotta say,
Free Range Kara.
I don't think that's how old Free Range want to start this contest.
No, and I think, part of the advantage that House of Black has, and it extends to Julia Hart, is just gaining the psychological edge very early on. I mean, it's all in the entrance.
Well, I mean, they come out here, you turn out the lights. I mean, who do they have to contact to get that done? You know, what if I want to start turning out the lights before I come out? It seems to be very effective, like you said.
I think it's Jeff.
Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff who?
You know, Jeff. Oh, look at Julia Hart.
Yeah. Oh, man. Poor Free Range.
Julia Hart just screaming in with the clothesline.
Yeah, and this is a side of Julia Hart we've never seen before, this viciousness. Where's this coming from?
Yeah, I mean,
this is what the mist does to people.
It's all the House of Black. It's all Malachi Black bringing it out of Julia.
I want to know a little more about Free Range. Is she a farmer? She loves chickens.
I believe so, yes.
Huh. How about that? What about the price of eggs these days? Think she has anything to do with this? It's a bit much, guys.
I think inflation's a problem.
It's a bit much.
Beyond just eggs.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, look at this. Free Range Kara.
There we go. Fighting inflation. I'm just saying the eggs used to be $4. Now they're $15.
I get your point. Especially those farm fresh guys.
Oh boy.
Julia Hart.
Is this a chokehold?
Yeah, the hand. And look at
Noxie, get her out of there.
Julia Hart.
I like it.
Wow.
I like it. I like it.
Didn't even want to break on 5. Did Julia Hart, who now brings Free Range Kara back up into the rope. Oh, the clothesline across the shoulder blades.
Do it again.
Julia Hart showing. Wow, the house always wins. You heard it from Julia Hart, who's now got Kara.
Good night, Free Range.
And that is it.
That is all she wrote right there. Back to the farm. Back to the farm.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart. What's going on? What's going on with the ice?
Well, it's because of the mist blown into the eyes. courtesy of Malachi Black, Julia Hart. Huge win. Music startled me.
This bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
For a second there, it was going to be a disappointment. I didn't think she was going to be wearing the handkerchief. She's wearing that cape over her head. What do you call it? It's a cape, right? I don't know. What do you want to call it? But here we go. We got the handkerchief.
A veil, I believe. Yeah.
Huh.
But she does have the kerchief.
Kerchief. Fashionistas call them this week.
House of Black or just Julia specifically?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. Here she is.
House of Black will be facing Dark Order in that quarterfinal round match of the AEW Trios Championship Tournament. Right now, all eyes are on the women's division with Julia Hart. And now let's throw it back down to Justin Roberts.
And her opponent, Haley Shadows.
A name like Haley Shadows.
Haley Shadows.
Seems like she might
should
be a good fit for the...
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, you and me,
That's
same
right.
page.
That's why we're right here.
Yeah.
Shadows and Hart.
Coming up.
What's she saying here? She's mouthing something.
I don't know. I looked down at my promo sheet. I was about to do a ticket read.
Yeah, sorry. Get it in.
Thanks, man.
Get it in.
Coming up on Wednesday, September 28th, AEW Dynamite returns to the Leacore Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Temple University. Tickets available right now, AEWTIX.com. And then we'll be making our debut in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto. Dynamite on Wednesday, October 12th, and Rampage on Thursday, October 13th. Tickets available this Friday at AEWTIX.com and Ticketmaster.ca.
Well done. Very well done.
Back it up. Come on.
Oh, you're talking about the elbows.
No, I was talking about you.
Oh, okay.
But this is the one thing I've noticed about Julia Hart. Really takes her time now. Have you noticed?
Yeah,
really takes her time on her opponents. Ever since she joined the House of Black, ever since she took that misty potion right in the face.
Very cool. Look at this.
Here we go.
Haley Shadows.
I love it.
Firing up on Julia Hart. Now the hammer throw into the corner, reversed by Julia. Haley tried to vault over.
That was.
Misdirect by Julia Hart. Takes down Shadows.
I think old Shadow got confused there. Didn't know where she was.
Well, I think she expected Julia Hart to follow her into the corner. But instead, now Haley Shadows sent face first in that top turnbuckle pad. Julia Hart comes over. And
here we go.
Julia running back elbow. And, you know, the transformation we've seen in Julia Hart, very similar to the transformation we've seen to Anna Jay after joining the Jericho Appreciation Society.
I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, like, I get your point.
Wait a second.
Right? We got to cover.
2-0.
I mean, I get your point, right? They both transformations have brought out a mean streak, but I mean,
one of them with the poison black fog.
I mean, there's this misty potion that what's his name, Malachi Black spits in her face.
Always wins.
The house always wins.
And now, look at this, Julia. Just dropped
and that's going to be an all she wrote.
Immediately into the submission. And
I mean, I was making a point, but they decided to end the match.
Look, still cranking on the neck even after the bell.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
And I like it. Look at it. Look at the eye. That was my point. The eyeshadow. You know, we don't do that in the Jericho Appreciation Society. No eyeshadow, right?
No
eyeshadow. The house always wins. Here we go. Take a look at this submission move right here. What do you call that, Excalibur? You know what you're talking about.
I would call it extremely painful.
Woo! Would you ever? Sing our song. I mean, we do that in the Jericho Appreciation Society, right?
Yeah, you do. It's actually no. You prevent people from singing the song.
That's a good point.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Taz, I would say Julia Hart in competition with Angelico for best new theme music this year. Good song. Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, it fits. Yeah, it is. It fits this young lady, Julia Hart, for
And
sure.
her opponent already in the ring, Vicky Dreamboat.
Wow, Vicky Dreamboat. No relation to Ricky Steamboat.
Or Ricky
But
Dreamboat.
anyway, Vicky Dreamboat. Well, I mean, it rhymes. Vicky Dreamboat, Ricky Steamboat. But I digress. Yeah, I don't think Vicky Dreamboat's too impressed.
No, not impressed with Julia Hart at all. And before this match gets too far underway, I want to remind everybody, All Out coming your way live on pay-per-view this Sunday, September 4th. You can order it right now on Bleacher Report, Fight TV internationally, and through traditional pay-per-view providers. It will be Chris Jericho, Lionheart, Chris Jericho, and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, one-on-one. The grudge match between Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. Another grudge match, Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. Plus the AEW Interim Women's World Championship title. Four-way match, Toni Storm, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, Jamie Hayter, and Hikaru Shida. All of that and so much more coming your way at All Out live this Sunday on pay-per-view.
Well, you don't usually see, Julia Hart get frustrated. She got a little pissed at Vicky there, and then she just kicked her right in the face.
Yeah, the big kick to the face followed up by the stomp. Vicky Dreamboat taken off her feet, and now Julia, the hammer throw into the ropes, and Julia, the back elbow, and she put her whole body into that to Julia Hart.
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say that, Excalibur, but she did, and that's what you have to do. Sometimes, if you see someone does an offensive move and they go down, that means they put their body weight flat into the opponent.
Julia sent Vicky Dreamboat face first into that middle turnbuckle pad. A knife-edge chop in the corner. Also want to remind fans that AEW will be making our return to Cincinnati, Ohio for our debut at the Heritage Bank Center for a special Tuesday night Dynamite on Tuesday, October 18th. And then we'll be returning to Norfolk, Virginia in the Chartway Arena on Wednesday, October 26th. And our debut in Uncasville, Connecticut at the Mohegan Sun Arena on Friday, October 28th for a special live Rampage. Tickets for all three events available right now, AEWTIX.com. And Vicky Dreamboat with a chance here.
Yeah, she hit that leg sweep out of nowhere, and smart by Julia. Get out of the ring and slow down the momentum that was about to build by Vicky. Oh, by the way, I can't wait till we go to the Mohegan Sun, bro. I'm going to drop probably $4 or $5 grand at a clip at the blackjack table, bro. It's going to be great. You should join me.
I will, but, I'll just be watching because, Taz, if I had your money, I'd burn mine.
Fair.
Vicky Dreamboat sending Julia Hart face first into those steel steps. And now Julia returning to the relative safety of the ring, trying to put some distance between herself and Vicky Dreamboat. But those kicks of Julia so dangerous. Oh!
Yeah, I think that Julia might be setting up Vicky here for the beginning of the end, possibly.
And now Julia with the arm captured, and she's locking in Heartless, and Vicky Dreamboat taps out immediately.
Winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
Impressive right there by Julia Hart.
Yeah, Julia Hart, once she regained the advantage, she quickly put an end to this match. Julia Hart victorious, and right now our colleague Lexi Nair is standing by with Cool Hand, Angelo Parker, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard. It's glowing.
This next bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
No hometown Julia Hart.
No, she's, formerly from Bloomington, Minnesota, but now fully invested, fully in the thrall of the House of Black.
I want to know the significance of the handkerchief. I've been harping on it for 3 weeks. I want to get some answers.
Maybe similar. Could be. Who knows?
Who knows?
Part of the House of Black. Could be similar to Brody King wears the handkerchief. He wears the toque as well.
What a transformation. Used to be a cheerleader.
And her opponent, Ari Alexander.
Julia Hart did. Or Ari Alexander may have.
No.
We don't know?
No idea. Never seen this person in my entire life. Beautiful outfit.
Julia?
Well, no, not so much.
Okay.
But there you go. Look at all those colors. Nope.
Julia just standing, waiting for Ari Alexander to make the first move.
This is what Julia Hart does.
This is right out of the House of Black playbook. This is right out of Malachi Black's playbook.
Move slow, decisive.
Methodical.
Methodical. There you go. Now teaching me new words, huh? Real thesaurus over here.
Taz calls me Thesaurus Jones.
I love the Jones.
Coming up this Sunday, live on pay-per-view, Bleacher Report and Fight TV internationally. It is All Out this Sunday. You can order it right now. It's coming your way on pay-per-view. And of course, we will have the buy-in starting at 7 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/AEW as Julia Hart comes in with a back elbow. Ari Alexander dodges out of the way.
Julia's getting hammered in the corner. Did not see this coming. Get your hands up.
Yeah, Ari Alexander.
Yeah, I don't know why she's taking time here. Showboat to the crowd. It's going to cost her. It's going to cost her.
Yeah, she's allowing
Come on.
Julia Hart a chance to get back into this match, a chance to recover. Julia
Nicely done right there.
comes through with the mare. Oh, the kick to the
Good Lord.
back of the head. Moonsault press.
Nicely done. It's going to cover Julia. No.
No, Julia opting not for the moonsault. We've seen her use that vicious submission hold before, or I mean, as of late, I should say. And maybe that's what Julia has in mind. The lariat to the back of the head.
Back of the head.
Always.
I knew she was going to say that.
And she drops in. This is the submission.
Good
Thinking about the
night.
neck crank. Ari Alexander, no choice but to tap out.
You know what she calls that? The heartless lock. How about that, huh? She communicated to my mind.
Julia Hart.
To your headset.
If you will. Beautiful moonsault right there. You know, the whole match, she's grounded and pounding, vicious, and a beautiful moonsault right there. And there it is, the heartless lock. Julia Hart, victorious.
Julia Hart, the victory tonight once again, honoring the House of Black. That wasn't it at all.
Here we go. I know who that is.
Your opening contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Making her way to the ring, Julia Hart. 4 weeks in a row on Elevation, Julia Hart. Killing it.
4 weeks in a row.
Dominate.
Brand new theme song as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow, you're very observant. Huh.
House always
House
wins.
always wins.
It's good, yeah.
She likes saying that. I don't know if you've noticed.
I think it's inspired perhaps by this new entrance music. Or it could just be because the House of Black is dominant.
Black, yeah, the House of Black, very dominant. Look at that. Look at that eyeliner. How long do you think it takes to put that on? Huh?
Well, I was looking more at the mismatched eyes.
You get it into the corner of the ice. Get easy.
Her opponent, Alice Crowley.
Alice Crowley, Julia Hart set to go one-on-one to kick us off here tonight on AEW Dark Elevation.
Alice there with the classic wrestler pose, the double buys. I like it. Big things from Alice here tonight.
Julia Hart not
This is what she does.
Yeah, not an urgent pace by Julia Hart, allowing her opponent to make the first move. That's the influence of Malachi Black. Very cerebral group.
It's got to be intimidating, you know? Look at Alice. She doesn't know what to make of it. Julia just staring her down. What do? You go in? You go in hard? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Alice Crowley's having those misgivings as well. Counter elbow tie up, center of the ring. Alice Crowley.
Oh, look at that. That's grabbing the hair here.
But Julia, yeah, the handful of hair backing Alice up to the corner. Referee Stephon Smith calling for the clean break. Julia eventually with the clean break. Ooh.
Alice saw that one coming from a mile away.
Yeah, big overhand elbow strikes from Alice Crowley. But Julia reverses, steps over.
What do we got here?
Headlock, no. Instead, again, goes after the hair.
She looking for the moonsault here. That's what she does. Nicely done.
Julia, there's the cover, now
Julia.
Pulls up Alice Crowley.
I mean, I was about to give her heck for put a little weight on the shoulders, but then it didn't matter. She pulls her up anyway.
Give her heck.
Give her heck. Are we allowed to say hell? I don't know. This is YouTube.
Part of the Jericho Appreciation Society.
That's right.
Come on, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, God! Right on the kisser. Good night. Holy smokes!
What a thrust kick by Julia Hart on target, taking Alice Crowley off her feet, and now Julia sends.
Here we go. The viciousness coming out here. Look at Julia hammering away in the corner.
And you can hear The physicality of those shots, the stinging, chopping. Now the
How do you like that, Alice? Taste the boot.
The boot of... Oh!
I love it. Oh, yeah.
Alice Crawley has no answers for Julia Hart.
We're working on Julia time here.
Now, Alice, steps behind. Look for back suplex. Julia lands on her feet again. The thrust kick knocks Alice to the
right in the back.
The blind side lariat.
Always win.
There it is. There it is. Get that on a t-shirt.
And Heartless locked in.
There you go.
Alice Crawley, no choice but to tap out.
Salut la visite. Chicago, we're on fire. Julia Hart not letting go.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
The Heartless once again clinches the victory for Julia Hart.
Look at it right there. The pressure applied, no chance. No choice but to give up.
Dominant, as you said. Julia Hart and the House of Black.
Sing the song, Julia. You earned it. 4 weeks in a row. Here on Elevation. Wrestling the way you remember it.
This bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart so transformed by that black mist, and I think actually more transformed by Malachi Black, the indoctrination into the House of Black.
Absolutely. This young lady is definitely, her dark side has come out for sure since being aligned with the House of Black. I like it. I think she's been very impactful, very dangerous.
Certainly has. I mean, really a vicious streak has been unleashed by Julia Hart.
And her opponent, Missa Kate.
And I will say, for me, in just my opinion, I do think that with Julia Hart, she is moving up the roster here regarding the rankings, regarding the ladies' side of things here in AEW, because she's doing it swiftly, aggressively, and quietly, and I like that. That's how she's been doing it, man. You gotta be careful. She's dangerous, is Hart.
Certainly is. That heartless submission that she's been using over the last few weeks, maybe months, is, I mean, thus far, just inescapable for her opponents. And Julia avoiding the collar and elbow tie-up. And now these are the type of mind games that you would expect out of Malachi Black.
Yeah, just out-quicking someone and then staring them down. It's definitely, you're right, Excalibur, it's definitely a Malachi Black type deal. Let's see, and she's
through the boot. Oh, Julia! Wow. Driving those knees to the face of Missa Kate. Julia, I mean, just no urgency, allowing her opponent to make the move and then countering.
Yeah, and I think she missed that high round kick, and that she might have been a tad overzealous there.
Backs off. Missa Kate. Oh, but Missa Kate flies in. The pump kick. But Julia barely a one count there.
That was a snug shot right there by Kate for sure. Now with this rear chin lock, get some smart grab and hold it around the arm there to prevent a choke out. Might want to sit out or get up and get some elbows going to the gut or this.
And Missa Kate, you could tell, very obviously frustrated by the mind games from Julia. Julia now in the mount, raining down, right hand. Just a close fist battering Missa Kate.
Well, to the back of the head of Kate. Look at the look she is giving. Referee Aubrey Evans.
You gave Aubrey that same look in catering earlier today.
She tried to grab my creamer when I was getting coffee. That's what happens. But didn't touch my creamer.
Missa Kate laying in some elbow strikes. But Julia reverses, runs into the boot. Missa Kate, though, needs to be quicker to capitalize. Yeah, Julia, just swept out the leg. Missa Kate goes face first to that top turnbuckle pad a second time there, yeah.
That's definitely, that was tough impact. And Hart still coming with it. A shot to the, face first at the ropes.
Yeah, 2 for 1 there for Julia Hart.
That's a dangerous deal. I saw a guy many years ago in Japan that happened to him. I was there. And he got 3 teeth knocked out of his face because he hit the second rope like that. Here it is, dude.
Heartless locked in, Missa Kate tapping out immediately. And Julia just wrenching back with the arms captured, cranking on the neck.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Hitting that second rope like that definitely helped set up the opponent for Julia Hart to get caught right there. And
yeah, it was the lariat to the back, which is disorienting enough, but then the whiplash of hitting that middle rope, rocking the head back, allowing Julia.
Yeah, knocks you loopy, you know. And Julia Hart capitalized on it. So definitely you got to tip your cap to Malachi Black. He's got this young lady focused.
Bringing out the best in Julia Hart, whether we like it or not.
This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart making her way to the ring here, quickly becoming one of my favorite performers, I gotta say.
She is as ruthless as she is efficient.
She truly is. And, you know, she really takes her time now. Have you noticed? I guarantee you she's going to start this match. She's going to stare this. Who's she wrestling here?
She's staring at you.
Tiara James. Well, yes, she is. Take a look at that.
And her opponent, Tiara James.
Tiara James. No tiara on the head.
Oh,
good
choice. She doesn't want to lose it while she's out there.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point. Now watch for Julia Hart to take her time. That's what she does. Huh? I should take the over with Julia Hart. Taking her sweet ass time.
Yeah, Julia just very slowly.
I mean, just punch her in the face, right? What are we doing?
Oh, Tiara James, I think, was expecting collar and elbow tie, instead of stomp to the foot.
Stomp on the toe.
And then James goes face first to the top turnbuckle pad. Julia.
Hey, you're just going to smash the face here. I love it. Oh. Julia Hart, yes!
Julia Hart. Just completely unhinged.
Keep going. Why are we stopping the crowd? Loving it here.
I mean, that is so disorienting having your head bounced off the mat like that.
It has to be.
Oh, Tiara James, though.
She's shaking the cobwebs.
And now Tiara James, a couple shots to Julia Hart.
Go, reversal.
Julia sends Tiara into the ropes, the thrust kick underneath the jaw, and there's the hair whip once again.
She loves that kick. Look for the moonsault here. Nicely done.
Moonsault press, one. Oh, Julia pulls Tiara up off the mat.
Yeah, she wants to inflict a little more punishment, it looks like. What do you think? We look for this big clothesline here. That's what she does.
The blindside clothesline.
Look to finish it.
And now Julia with the arm hooked, the overhook, the neck crank.
Oh,
it is Heartless. And it is the end of the match.
There it is. Nowhere to go. Efficient.
Julia Hart.
Efficient. Julia Hart.
Yeah, ruthless efficiency.
There you go.
By Julia Hart.
Look at that. Really impressive win here. Here we go. Big kick right to the jaw.
And then this was the end of the night for Tiara James. Julia locks in Heartless. And James with literally no choice but to tap out.
No choice, nowhere to go. Julia Hart, victorious. House always wins.
Julia seems to be always winning.
That's what she seems to say. And she does. On a roll. Elevation. Buffalo, New York.
Why is House of Black so evil? Who said anything about being evil? We're just human beings that like a little bit of violence. You know, good people can do bad things, and bad people can do good things. It's all perspective and the mask you hide behind. Just like me, here when I first got in AEW as a cute, innocent little cheerleader. And it wasn't until the House of Black found me, who paved the way of the path of black for me and showed me what violence can do. I'm getting bored explaining myself. So if anyone wants to play, I'll be in the ring. Just remember, the house always wins.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart, who earlier she said that the House of Black unlocked something in her, this love of violence, inflicting pain and punishment on her opponents. We saw the Surf section earlier. There's the Julia Hart section. Taz, I mean, really, we get all sorts here at AEW Universal.
Yes, they cycle in and out. All sorts of people. Julia Hart, very dangerous young lady. House always wins. Remember that. House always wins.
Her opponent already in the ring, Sahara 7.
Sahara 7, chance to make a name for herself here tonight at the expense of Julia Hart. I just want to remind fans that AEW is headed to the Pacific Northwest for the first time ever to kick off the new year Wednesday, January 4th for AEW Dynamite, Seattle, Washington at the Pledge, the Climate Pledge Arena, and then the following Friday, Portland, Oregon, the Veterans Memorial Coliseum for Rampage and Battle of the Belts 5. Tickets available right now, AEWTIX.com, Ticketmaster.com, and Tess, they make great holiday gifts.
Stuff them in your sock for the holidays. You hang it up, you stuff it.
Collar and elbow type avoided by Julia Hart. Thrust kick. Backed up Sahara 7. Julia Hart, very slow, methodical approach, but Sahara 7 kick to the midsection.
Yeah, not rushing into anything, just picking her spots. Nice running back elbow. That'll slow you down right there.
Julia Hart, those sledgehammer shots across the back, and Sahara 7 taken down. Julia, did she just roll her eyes, Taz?
Possibly. She might have heard your commentary. Took the inside on.
And now Julia, heartless, locked in. Sahara 7, no choice but to tap.
Winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
And Mike Posey just trying to get Julia Hart to release the hold. And she scored a very quick, very impressive submission victory here tonight on AEW Dark. But right now, let's go back to our colleague Lexi Nair standing by with Peter Avalon, Cesar Pannoni, and Ryan Nemeth, the wingman.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Brody King, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
You know, Daddy Magic, you and I were a little speechless on that entrance. I couldn't help but reflect on the fact, what a change in personality with Julia Hart.
It's really something, Paul. To go from a cheerleader to whatever this is.
Her opponent already in the ring, Promise Braxton.
With the likes of the House of Black, going from the Varsity Blondes. I mean,
the change is just so drastic. I mean, you know, that's one of those kind of things. Do you step in and do an intervention?
Yeah, if you're her family or something.
I mean, I would be worried because it is almost like she's part of a cult now with the House of Black.
We've seen Julia here before on Elevation. We've never, like, since they've come back, they went away. Now she's got Brody King out with her at ringside.
That was just a very eerie entrance. Her demeanor has changed completely. There's a confidence and a composure.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
It just emanates off of her.
Absolutely.
On one hand, as a talent, I want to say good for you, Julia Hart. Then on the other hand, what sacrifices did you make to become like that?
How did this happen?
Wow, there's a shot. That was a duck under waistlock that turned into knock your teeth out.
Julia Hart not messing around tonight.
Not messing around.
Look at this. Look at the viciousness. You didn't see this style before from her.
No, you didn't see that from Julia Hart. There's the athleticism we've seen from Julia Hart before.
I'm glad to see she's kept it.
But just the deliberate intent of malice.
She looking to finish here. This is it right here, Par. That's
oh
it.
my goodness.
That's a tap with the feet. That's got to be a tap.
Winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
Wow. No offense to Promise Braxton, but she had just an overwhelming opponent tonight. There was 0 hiccups in Julia Hart's game tonight.
That's right. I mean, Julia Hart not getting paid by the hour here.
Absolutely not. Look at the look on Brody King.
Look at Brody
There's
King.
your winners tonight on Elevation. Julia Hart, House of Black represents.
And her opponent, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
You know, Danny Magic, we've talked before about the transformation of Julia Hart since she's become part of House of Black. The varsity cheerleader that she was,
it's over.
Is gone.
It is over. She's been corrupted, some would say.
They say hell hath no fury.
Right?
Like a woman scorned.
The house always wins.
The house always wins. I like that. You should use that more often.
I think she disowned her hometown. She's honoring the House of Black. That's like her hometown. Instead of where's she from, Minnesota?
Some would say maybe a little cultish.
You know, a little bit. A little bit
of cult mentality. Not charming like Dark Order. This is a bit scary.
This is some sick stuff. This is some sick stuff.
It's off-putting for sure.
The mist. You always got to watch out for the mist with these guys.
There's that eye that's still damaged from the original mist spray.
Well, that's how all this started, right?
It is. It changed her entire personality.
A couple weeks ago, my boy Nicky Boy got the mist in the face. I haven't heard from him since.
Well, hope he has a speedy recovery. I don't think Julia Hart is in for handshakes right now.
Is Leva going for a handshake? Oh, offering a book? That's nice.
Offering a book.
A little reading material? Nope. Nope, not having any of it.
Is that a look of disgust on Julia Hart's face?
It's something. A look of something, I'll tell you that.
Disdain, maybe?
Oh!
Good face plant.
It's going to work here.
Just the aggression on Julia Hart.
Not wasting any time.
Right away. Aggressive and to the point.
I mean, if you're Leva Bates here, not how you want. Oh, this is it! This is it right here! There it is! Wow!
Wow!
Winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
Unbelievable!
Do you see the look on Julia Hart's face?
I did not see that coming.
So much anger in her face right now.
Collar and elbow smashed her to the mat right away. Hit that submission. Julia Hart.
Representing the House of Black on Elevation.
Happy New Year.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Tez, I mean, it was dark in here, so you couldn't see, but I want you to know that I was hovering over my giant drum of diet soda to make sure nobody took it.
Well, I was trying to throw Tic Tacs in it.
Julia Hart set to compete tonight on AEW Dark, part of the House of Black, and the House of Black made their presence known this past Friday night at Rampage. The Elite successfully defend the AEW World Trios Championship. Brody King, Malachi Black, basically calling out the champs.
Her opponent already in the ring, Devlin Macabre.
And so it seems as if the House of Black may have the Elite, may have the AEW World Trios Championship in their sights, Taz.
Yeah, definitely, and that's definitely going to be a massive challenge towards the champions, towards the Elite for sure. I mean, that could be phenomenal trios matches, meaning the House of Black against the Elite. for those titles.
Julia Hart takes down Devlin McCobb, and Julia up to her feet, but she's got her back turned to her opponent. Julia needs to be careful here. Oh no, just grabbing her.
I think Julia was trying to bait her in. I think by design she turned her back on her opponent and then snatched the throat of her. Oh, watch out. Julia just scared me when she did that.
That's what I do when you try to come after my diet soda.
Well, see, Julia, the thing with her is she's very, she's obviously dangerous as a female athlete here in AEW, but she also has, the House of Black as her back. And she's a very important part of that as the only female in that faction and in that whole group, that family of the House of Black, So for Malachi Black to pick her to be part of it and the way he recruited her, and remember, it seems like yesterday where she got spit in the eye with the miss gimmick by Malachi. It was all like a whole recruiting process, and you're just seeing the evolution of this young lady.
Yeah, Julia Hart, I mean, she's really been indoctrinated into the House of Black. You can tell, I mean, just if nothing else, just by this match and how she's baiting in her opponent. First it was turning her back on Devlin McCobb, then going through the ropes, allowing her opponent to charge in, and then as her opponent did, Julia turns things around and then delivers the back elbow. Julia, lateral press.
Yeah, well, look.
One count, though.
Yeah, and it's just she's got great intensity, does Julia Hart, and she's got great confidence. And in my opinion, since being aligned with the House of Black, her confidence has been through the roof, and I feel like she could do whatever she wants on our ladies' roster. I really do. I think as she evolves, she's shown what she can do, even though she missed that standing moonsault there.
Yeah, that standing moonsault, kind of a throwback to Julia's cheerleader days. You don't see it that often, and maybe that's why, because she missed with it. But oh no, Julia came in, swept out the legs of Devlin McCobb, and now
The house always wins.
Julia got Devlin locked in. The Heartless is locked in and scores the win.
Winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart getting the submission victory here tonight on AEW Dark. The house wins yet again.
Yeah, impressive for sure. Every time we see Julia Hart out here competing, she's impressive. So we're sure the House of Black, her family in the House of Black are very impressed with her, and they should be.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart, we've witnessed her transformation firsthand, Taz, and she has become a pivotal member of the House of Black. We saw it all the way back at Revolution when the House of Black captured the AEW World Trios Championship. But I mean, she's as good as the mind games as anybody in the House of Black.
Absolutely. Julia is a major part of the success thus far of the House of Black. I think Malachi himself would tell you that.
Her opponent already in the ring, Zoe Lynn.
And, Taz, I was in catering the other day, and I was getting a cup of tea, and somebody else was getting a cup of coffee, and I overheard them calling Julia Hart the Vader of the House of Black. Can you believe that?
Vader?
Yeah, because you don't want to piss her off, because she'll fight a police dog and then punch you in the nose.
Oh, come on now. Yes. Took me a while to get that. Oh, man, too much. All right, Zoe and Julia. Julia out quicking. That's not even a word, but it sounds right. So Julia does. She plays games. I tell you, I'll make a prediction right now. The winner of this match will be a blonde woman.
I like that, Taz. Can I get in can I get in on some of that action? As Julia Hart, big right hand, taking down Zoe Lynn. And just a quick reminder, AEW Dynamite will be returning to the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan on Wednesday, May 10th. And then 1 week later, we'll be making our debut on Wednesday, May 17th at the Moody Center in downtown Austin, Texas for the Road to Double or Nothing. Tickets available right now, AEWTIX.com and Ticketmaster.com. And Taz, we spoke a little bit about Revolution, the House of Black becoming the new AEW World Trios Champions tomorrow night at Dynamite live from Winnipeg. The House of Black will have to put those World Trios Championships on the line, a three-way match against the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Elite.
Yeah, I mean that unfolded rapidly, man. This past Wednesday on Dynamite, so that's going to be awesome tomorrow night in Winnipeg.
Julia accelerates to the rope. Zoe Lynn, nice trip there by Zoe Lynn. Comes off the bottom rope, drop kick to the ribs. Zoe Lynn, good explosion there.
Yeah, Zoe. Yeah, she's quick, she's talented, Zoe, you can tell. Nice reversal though by Julia. Let's see if Hart can follow up. Oh, look at that, that's that cheerleading background.
1, 2, Zoe Lynn, good counter. And, oh, Julia there with a thrust kick, stopping Zoe Lynn in her tracks.
Julia Hart was a two-time national champion in cheerleading. That's no joke. There's that backflip moonsault.
The moonsault press. Now Julia now just playing games with not only her opponent Zoe Lynn, but senior official Paul Turner as well. And Julia could be thinking that she wants to lock in the Heartless. She wants to punish her opponent Zoe Lynn. The lariat to the back of the head. And Julia locks it in. Heartless. Zoe Lynn is trapped and forced to tap out.
Winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
Well, Julia Hart, a very aggressive statement here tonight on AEW Dark. And if this is a portent of things to come, I don't like the Jericho Appreciation Society or the Elite's chances tomorrow night in Winnipeg at Dynamite, because the house always wins.
Fans, before I was getting ready to talk about before the next match starts, but take a look at this creepy girl.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
She is a creepy girl.
Yeah, man, and she's singing here.
A real freak.
I want to remind everybody, coming up this Wednesday, we're going to be at Long Island, the UBS Arena, our return. And that's this coming Wednesday, April 5th. Then in 2 days, we're at the Ryan Center in Kingston, Rhode Island, at the University of Rhode Island for AEW's Rampage and Battle of the Belt 6. That's coming up all this week here in AEW.
It's going to be a good time. AEW returning to the East Coast.
Be a lot of fun.
You know, my buddy Enzo, he's coming with us.
Enzo.
It's going to be a good time.
All right.
The coach.
Coach Enzo. Can't wait for that. And let's go back now to Dasha Gonzalez. Dasha.
Her opponents are in the ring, Kelsey Heather.
Interesting here that Kelsey Heather looks like a cheerleader, which is how Julia Hart started in AEW.
I was just thinking the same thing here. You know?
Got them pom-poms, that big smile.
Former cheerleader, Julia Hart. Not so much anymore.
No, man, one spray of the mist to the eyes.
Well, what do you think's in this spray?
Oh, Julia Hart says, go ahead, let me see what you can do.
Yeah, let's see a little cheer. I'm not sure what's happening here, Tony.
She's trying the House of Black cheer. Okay, I don't get this at all.
Huh.
Oh, she's doing a little. I'm Tad. Julie's a weirdo, buddy.
Very weird, I'll tell you.
Sorry.
You know, we've had our problems with the House of Black, the Jericho Appreciation Society, the last couple weeks.
Yeah, a lot of teams have had problems with the House of Black.
No question there.
And here comes Julia back. Julia was not at all fooled by that handspring. That used to be one of her primary moves. course, she has changed completely. The way she approaches the match,
the
her look,
aggression,
her demeanor, everything.
The aggression.
Yep.
It's off the page.
And let's be honest, the girl can really wrestle.
She sure can.
I mean, she is a Julia Hart, very well-known athlete in the competitive cheerleading ranks.
Well, she's as athletic as they come.
Right.
But what's impressive to me, she's added these strikes to her game.
Yep.
And that's got to be from training with the House of Black. That's their thing, right? These big strikes, the kicks, the forearms.
Right.
And she's added that aspect to her wrestling.
Look how she grits her teeth. It's almost like she's angry. Great vertical suplex by Julia Hart. She's not going to go for the pin.
This is it, the ground and pound.
The ground and pound. I love it.
She's not going to stop here. Come on, Bryce, get her out of there, man.
You're always fussing at something. You ever notice that?
Listen.
You go fuss at the referee, you go fuss at me.
I'm a very negative person, though.
Well, okay.
Right? That's how I walk the edge. That's how I walk the line.
I think it's because of your partner.
Oh, you know what? You might be onto something.
Yeah, man. He's a negative guy. That cool hand Ange.
Here we go. No! Caught her with a little drawbreaker there.
How about that split?
This could be her shot here. Come on now, Kelsey, let's go. Taking time for a cheer. Did not pay off. Nobody home. Oh boy. She called it. Here's a submission.
Look how she's got those hands interlocked.
Oh.
That is all. Look, she's tapping and tapping and tapping, and she won't let go.
That is tight. Look at that right there.
And looking right through the camera into your soul.
You think she's going to sing again here?
Begging for more, man.
I don't know who's begging. Take a look, huh?
The very bizarre Julia Hart with the win.
A real freak, this Julia Hart.
Welcome back to Rampage. Tonight, the JAS's Anna Jay takes on the House of Black, Julia Hart.
It's come to my attention that someone doesn't know the house rules. Well, good thing I'm here to educate and analyze some of my favorite rules.
House of Black, they claim to like pain. They don't know pain like I do.
The first being, no one ever touches Julia Hart's hat.
I am willing to do whatever it takes to beat you, Julia. Why? Because I've got a fat ass and a bad attitude.
Number 2, our biggest teaching is in agony. And it seems that Miss J needs a lesson. And of course, my favorite rule, the house always wins.
And I'm gonna choke you out, you spooky bitch.
It's time for the main event.
Our Rampage main event continues live here on TNT from the University of Rhode Island. Julia Hart has just been punished by Anna Jay throughout the picture-in-picture, but now Julia showing some signs of life, JR.
Julia's showing her resiliency, and she's out here all alone, which surprised me a little bit, because she's representing the entire House of Black. Well, these are two beautiful ladies, great athletes.
Oh, Anna swinging a miss. Julia,
whose best days are still ahead of them.
Great job by Julia. Kick to the foot to get her down, and then a kick to the head. And how about that move?
Yes, sledgehammer across the shoulder blades. Anna firing that left arm up the off the canvas, and Julia, good resilience shown by Julia. She needs to string together another combination like that.
The youngest competitor in all of AEW is Julia Hart, as we documented.
Well, Julia now standing moonsault press. The cover.
That was seamless. That was a smooth, a standing moonsault, Tony, as we're going to see.
Very athletic. We've talked about her background as a national champion cheerleader before she was taken over by the dark side, if I can use that term. And she was very athletic young lady, and a lot of times she'll use, here we go, that handspring.
Oh, but Anna anticipated it. Now Julia up, and Julia driven down. Anna Jay, the cover, 2, and now Anna Jay finally showing some urgency, trying to end this match. I think she's
maybe surprised by the resilience of Julia Hart as well, JR.
Julia Hart's knees hit very awkwardly.
I know.
We'll see if that has any effect on her quickness, because that's the one distinct advantage that Julia has over Anna Jay is her quickness. But it's not going to help her right here, right now. She can't get free.
She always screams, "I'll choke you out with a Queen Slayer," but she got out of it, did Julia?
Yeah, Julia backed Anna up to the corner to break free of the Queen Slayer, the clothesline.
Anna may have talked her way into a counter.
A back elbow, Julia Hart. This is that combination I think she was looking for. Julia raising Anna up to the top rope.
Julia, and as far as Anna Jay for that matter, seemingly these ladies could come unhinged in a heartbeat. They're so competitive.
Julia Hart, Anna Jay, very precarious position here.
Yeah, dangerous for both ladies. Oh, dangerous for both ladies here.
Dangerous for anybody, quite frankly. We're just dealing with these ladies here, but my God.
And remember, Anna Jay's returning from a ribbon. Oh, gosh. And may have re-aggravated it right there, courtesy of Julia Hart.
Julia hanging upside down from the tree of woe. And now she's getting resettled.
Julia up to the top, her back to her opponent. Julia Hart, moonsault.
A blind moonsault.
2, and no, Anna able to kick out.
Man, that takes a lot of guts or craziness to try to execute a blind moonsault.
And, Julia looking for Heartless. We've talked a lot about the Queen Slayer, but Julia had it locked in. Anna countered. Julia Hart forced to abandon ship. Now Queen Slayer attempted. Julia
rolls out.
Backwards. No. Anna up to her feet. Anna looking for the advantage. Queen Slayer again attempted. This may be it. Julia seems to be fading. No, both women crashing through the ropes and out to the floor.
Dangerously falling to the floor. These two young athletes, both looking for a major win in this main event slot. Those main event slots don't come along all the time. They don't come along for everybody. You want to take advantage while you can.
Paul Turner giving the 10 count to Julia Hart on the outside.
Yeah, Julia's in.
Julia through the chair in. Oh, the mist! The black mist, the poison fog into the eye of Anna Jay.
Had the referee's attention with the chair. It worked.
Inside cradle. Inside cradle.
And Julia gets the win.
The black mist.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Leads to a controversial victory for that little Jezebel.
Julia Hart, the Black Mist, the roll-up, the win tonight in our Rampage main event. And remember, don't go anywhere. Battle of the Belt 6 is coming your way right now, live on TNT 3.
But luckily for Kira, she's blocking some of them.
Yeah, Kira absorbing the contact and firing back with a shot of her own. Big back elbow strike takes Julia off her feet. A second one. Julia may be in a spot of trouble here. Kira ducks under.
Julia's got to make a counter.
Oh, snapmare, and the kick cracked Julia Hart across the jaw.
Did you hear that one?
Yeah, and I tell you what, don't turn to the cameras. Stay on the attack.
Kira likes this big wind-up drop kick in the corner and connected.
And now it's when you go for the cover. Now it's when you go for the 3 count.
Kira makes the cover, and Julia Hart, though, able to kick out.
I think Julia did a great job of just kind of rolling out of that, and they make Kira chase her even further.
The entire House of Black has an amazing philosophy of resilience. That's why I say they're going to be really hard to beat in this. The more, look at this. Young Julia, the more experience she gets, fellas, the more dangerous she's going to be.
Standing moonsault press, Julia Hart, a far leg was hooked, but Kiera Hogan able to kick out.
I see a championship in that young lady's future.
I see evil intent in the eyes of Julia Hart. As she, looking for Heartless. This is her submission finisher, but Kiera countered.
Wow, she did. Julia almost got pinned.
The shoulders down trumps the attempted submission.
Roundhouse kick, missed, kick to the back of the knee. And now Julia drives Kiera face first into the mat. Heartless again, locked in. And this time, Kiera Hogan with nowhere left to go.
Anguish, the pain.
Winner of this match by submission, Julia
Look at that face
Hart.
of the little Jezebel, Julia Hart. Man, she didn't come to mess around.
Julia Hart, dangerous beyond her years, when she locks in that Heartless JR, it is the end of the night for her opponent.
Yeah, she's got that down. That is her go-to, and she's just making it better and better with more execution. Really a solid.
Oh, wait a second. It seems like this rivalry between Julia Hart and Anna Jay is far from over.
It's always great to see Anna Jay. Julia Hart may disagree with that right now.
Oh, my God. And Anna just hammering down on Julia Hart, but Julia turning the tables on Anna Jay. We need security. We need officials. We need to separate these two because they are just battering one another in the center of the ring. Finally, the referees come. And the security coming to separate Julia and Anna.
Look at Anna Jay's eyes.
Yeah, Anna was on the receiving end of that black mist from Julia Hart just a few weeks ago. And Anna's still feeling the sting. But right now, our colleague Lexi Nair is standing by with an undaunted Christopher Daniels.
Anna Banana. What happened? We used to be such good friends.
Do you see this? You did this, Julia. I remember when you first came here and you were this happy cheerleader. You were my best friend. You're brainwashed!
And then you go around stabbing me in the back saying I piss you off? Well, do I piss you off because I found a family and you've been bouncing around trying to find acceptance, but instead landing yourself in a group that idolizes one man?
The JAS took me in and made me a star, the star of the show. And what has the House of Black done for you?
That's not a family. That's not friendship.
No, that's a cult.
You see, Anna, this is a family, and I wish you could experience something like this.
I hate who you become. And let me tell you something, I am still Anna Jay, and I still have a fat ass and a bad attitude. And I'm ready to end this, you spooky bitch.
You are going to betray people you're with now, just like you did before. And as your true friend, I'm here to tell you, you will always be alone.
AEW Dynamite live in Detroit, Michigan. I am Excalibur, joined by Tony Schiavone and Taz. Inside the ring, it is no holds barred. Former friends Julia Hart and Anna Jay tearing one another apart.
Anna Jay made sure that chair was wedged, but it was used against her, and it's still stuck between the turnbuckle pads up top.
It backfired, and now a whole bunch of chairs being pulled out from the bottom of the ring by Julia Hart, and that means definitely bad stuff.
Yes.
Grave danger coming here for Anna.
Yeah, she kicked the kendo stick away, so you know she has bad plans for Anna.
Anna going behind. He's got Julia back to back.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Lordy.
No holds barred, no disqualifications, no count out. Anything goes.
Maybe no holds left after that one.
It's an excellent counter by Anna Jay. She's going to get the win here.
Anna covers, and Julia very barely kicking out.
Take a look here. Watch this counter. As I said, bam, right on all those chairs goes Julia Hart.
Oh, I think she hit her hip. Really on the chair, that right hip.
Steel everywhere. You hit your hip, your knee, your thigh, your face, your chest, your elbow, your shoulder, your head. Every part of your body, basically.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. But Anna Jay just ramming the trash can in the face of Julia Hart, and now
you can ring my bell, LL. You can ring my bell.
Remember that song?
Yeah, I do too. Watch out.
That's what you're gonna do to Julia Hart.
Oh! The kick in the corner. Julia Hart sandwiched in the trash can. The cover, and Julia kicking out, but again, barely.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Julia has had some stuff rain down on her.
Yeah, she's hurting right now.
Yeah.
That kick out, you could tell, was not much in the kick out, and Anna Jay not stopping.
Stephen Smith is checking with her right now.
Let's take a look here. And again, on these chairs, this is what I think injured.
Yeah, that took her out.
Yeah, it's a different angle. You saw Julia immediately comes up, clutching her hip.
Yeah.
And Taz, an injury to the hip, I mean, that affects basically everything a pro wrestler does.
It's the core, right? The middle of your body. So no matter what you try to do, it's going to be effective. But Anna Jay just put all those chairs in there.
And a special programming note, AEW Rampage, special night and time this Saturday, 10/9 Central on TNT.
Man, she's got something in mind here, Anna Jay. She's lined up.
Julia cannot even get up. She's trying to roll out of the way. She can't even roll out of the way here.
Julia Hart writhing in pain. Anna Jay taking this opportunity to pile up those chairs. She hit Julia on the outside. Now looking to do it inside the ring.
How much Julia Hart's going to be done here, guys?
I do too. How much is enough here?
No holds barred. No holds barred.
Anna attempting maybe a brain buster, but the Black Heart of the House of Black counters out. Lands an elbow flush on the jaw of Anna Jay.
She needs to mount some kind of offense, Julia Hart, but she's hurting. Her hip is definitely messed up.
Julia, though, fighting through the pain. That's how much hatred she has for her former friend, Anna Jay.
Well, it's been a wild program, and we still had a cage match to go.
That's right. And an AEW World Trios Championship match.
God!
Anna Jay, the superplex, her lower body landing on the pile of chairs. And Julia now in the chairs. She's got the Heartless locked in. Anna with nowhere left to go, and she taps out. Julia Hart has done it.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Gotta say, both those women left it all in the ring, guys. They really did.
Yeah, the disdain and hatred for each other showed. It was evident in this no-holds-barred match. She pulled it out somehow. Julia Hart.
Julia Hart, the Heartless, forcing Anna Jay to tap out. And coming up next, the AEW.
The following contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Brody King from Bloomington, Minnesota, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
23 wins in a row. And victorious in her last contest, no holds barred, back in May. So returning to action, Collision debut tonight. You know, we've seen all the members of the House of Black. Brody King, Buddy Matthews, now even Julia Hart. Where in the world is Malachi Black?
Certainly a question I don't have an answer for. As Hart atop the middle rope. Statuesque, her poise, stunning, arresting, brooding.
And a heavy favorite tonight.
Facing the local competitor, Bambi Hall, from what I understand. Hall's mother, a wrestler herself.
Yes,
calls herself cute as a doe, tough as a buck.
No doubt about that.
Perhaps
Second generation.
might be equally fun to hunt.
Oh, hey, come on now. All right, so we'll see what Bambi Hall can offer. You know she's got to be nervous. Bright Lights Television debut, competing in much smaller venues all across Canada, even though she is a second-generation athlete. Collar and elbow tie-up, and they begin. Bambi Hall with the size edge, and Brody King outside. Of course, Andrade El Idolo taking great exception to his mask being stolen by the House of Black. Last week asking for his possession, wants it back. And Malachi Black said, tranquilo. As Andrade appeared to be anything. Now, how about that power?
Nice showing the trick. Speaking of impressive, next week we've got 3 hours of action emanating from Calgary, 2 hours of Collision, and then 10 p.m. Eastern, it will be Battle of the Belts. You're going to go out of your way, don't miss that.
How about that? Battle of the Belts next Saturday, immediately following Collision. 3 straight hours of AEW action. And Julia Hart very much in control of things here.
Well, almost hurt her own shoulder there, driving it into Hall.
Just a quick note as well about Willow Nightingale. She was injured in the defense of her NJPW Strong Women's Championship. Julia from Stardom was victorious in that championship match. Congratulations to her. Willow Nightingale not cleared for tonight, but we're basically postponing the match 6 days. So the medical staff very confident that we will be able to see Willow Nightingale this Friday on Rampage.
There it is, right in the center.
Heartless, the Heartless lock and a quick tap out.
Winner of this match by submission, Julia Hart.
Color me impressed. Julia Hart, a dominant victory. And Malachi Black, to your point, Kevin, wherever he is, will have a smile on his face. Gotta be happy.
24 straight wins now in AEW competition for Julia Hart. Andrade El Idolo, though, is coming to collect. He will want his mask back. And obviously, no matter the configuration, the House of Black, yes, the House always wins, but Andrade El Idolo wants his mask back. Here is a message from Malachi Black concerning that situation.
Welcome back to the Rampage Grand Slam, where Julia Hart and Sky Blue, two of the great young stars of AEW, engaged in a back and forth slugfest.
Second time she just got really fired up here with those blows.
Explosion of offense from Sky Blue, the rising knee strike jarring the head back. The flying mare, Sky, throws the thrust kick, intercepted by Julia, but Sky turns the corner. Enziguri
looks like Julia looks out.
And Julia Hart able to kick out.
Where Sky is so prolific with her legs and those kicks. Now she looks and seems very, very angry. Look at her. Yeah, slaps the top turnbuckle.
And looking to go up top. Dangerous position. Sky Blue maybe looking to end things here. It's Hart, though, following Blue. Ooh. And both women now, Tony, exchanging blows. Sky Blue looks dazed here.
Julia getting her position on the top rope. The legs, when they're over the rope, that is typically indicative of a superplex, but
yeah, but Blue hit her in the midsection and it kind of crumpled Julia that time. You see it now, as you can see, just barely hanging on.
Yeah, Julia's ankle is caught underneath the turnbuckle. And, oh boy, Julia has Sky hooked and, the superplex. Julia Hart knew exactly what she was doing.
Almost a spider vertical, oh my goodness.
Into the moonsault press in. No.
Boy, that was creepy, wasn't it?
Yes. And you hear the bark of Brody King. Finish it. Julia was looking for Heartless, but Sky Blue had her rolled up. Now the crucifix.
Exchange of ones there. Neither woman wants it to be time to go.
Skyfall perhaps? No.
Great counter by Julia Hart.
Right, and she dug in that fist that time.
Julia kicked out the knee of Sky Blue, and now the shot to the back of the head. Could be it. Heartless about to be locked in. It is center of the ring. And Sky Blue forced to tap out.
There is your winner, Julia Hart.
Julia Hart remains perfect, remains undefeated in 2023.
That's 25 in a row in totality, Excalibur. Oh, no, we don't need to see this.
Julia not done yet. Heartless locked in against Sky Blue. She's already tapped. What more does Julia Hart want?
I can't even imagine. There's nothing she hasn't proved. It was a, Willow time here at Grand Slam.
Look at her seek refuge behind Brody.
Willow Nightingale coming to the aid of her friend Sky Blue, but Julia Hart, you saw that smile on her face.
Was this Julia's plan all along to lure out Willow Nightingale?
Well, Willow's been a top contender in Ring of Honor in New Japan. In AEW, with the win over a similar top contender in Sky Blue, is Julia Hart maybe angling for a bout against Willow next?
I think she just wants to hurt people. Grand Slam, been an incredible week for AEW, and Julia Hart continues her momentum unabated. You heard that. Brody King, stay on her.
Suplex. And staying connected. Not giving her any room. Look at these windmill right hands.
Wow, and Hogan's not getting her hands up to protect herself. Gonna have to be careful. The official could stop this one if Hogan can't adequately defend herself. Hart changing tack now.
How about Eddie Kingston as a double champion now?
Ooh.
The NJPW Strong Openweight champion.
And a matchup that is going to be against Shibata, the Ring of Honor Pure champion.
Yeah, the ROH World champion. So, again, if Shibata gets the victory, he would be, just like that, a Triple Crown champion too. The Thunderball almost got it done.
What about the passion of Eddie Kingston? Is there a man who loves pro wrestling anything more than that?
So obviously, Julia Hart continuing to wear down Kiera Hogan. And you said, boy, it's great, Kiera jumping in, but it's tough to take a match like this on short notice against somebody so great like Julia Hart.
Can be very different. Sometimes they say pride comes before the hall, and certainly Kiera Hogan, very prideful.
Boy, this time, Kiera Hogan has an answer for those right hands. A wild swing and a miss, and Kiera Hogan starting to move, starting to become more aggressive.
Could upset the streak right here.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? What a headline it would say all over the world. Kiera Hogan.
I'm gonna think Hart was as unprepared for Hogan, but was certainly prepared there as Hogan came in charging.
That drop toe hold, effective. Kiera Hogan's momentum coming towards the neutral corner.
Hart stunning, brooding, and emotive. How confident, how calm, how much it has done for her to join the House of Black. No longer the cheery cheerleader, a wistful light in the House of Black.
A demonstrative change, of course, but no reduction in success. Continuing to find ways to win. And here we go.
The House always wins.
In the center of the ring, and a tap-out victory.
Winner this match by submission, Julia Hart.
All right, come on now. Man, that was a rocking chair win. Julia Hart, dominant. Kiera Hogan gate. Oh, come on now.
Again.
Hey.
Oh, nasty. Hogan's tapping, but it doesn't matter.
Come on. Wait a second, here comes Sky Blue. Sky Blue returning the favor after she felt the same sting of second helpings. Oh, now look at this. Hiding behind Big Bad Brody King. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no.
Oh, into the eyes again.
The same thing that happened to Willow Nightingale earlier today. Sky Blue has been blinded.
Do you see this? This will not end. This violence will not end. 25 matches, over 24 bodies stacked, and this will not end until we get to the one. The last loss, Chris Statlander. Next Sunday, Seattle, Washington, Wrestle Dream. Put your TBS title on the line, or the body count continues to rise.
But remember, Chris, the house always wins.
The TBS champion got to be shaking in her boots. Julia Hart comes for her title.
I've got a feeling we're going to hear from Chris Statlander. She's not going to let this challenge lay out there. Julia Hart's challenge Chris Statlander for next Sunday, live on pay-per-view at WrestleDream.
And hospitalized and all. I mean, so it's like spitting that black mist in her eye. I mean, now she's trying to battle back from this attack, Willow is. Look at this beat down here. She knows, Julia Hart knows that she's in the advantage. She's in the catbird seat. And she's going right towards that eye, right towards that side of the head. And that's smart. But Willow's a fighter. She's got a lot of heart. She's got a lot of toughness. She's going to keep on bringing it. And nice power, because she has the power advantage over Julia Hart right here. Maybe going for a driver, possibly. Breaking the eyes, I believe. Yeah, good job by Julia Hart. No matter how much of a size advantage you have on someone, the eyes will slow them down. See Brody right there looking on. He's a little concerned because he knows that Julia has to keep this pressure on. Otherwise, Julia goes into WrestleDream really behind the 8-ball with less momentum against someone like Statlander, with a great opportunity for Julia Hart and for the House of Black. That's the thing right there. So.
Yeah, Julia's aggression really on display in this match, giving Willow something to think about, and giving Chris Statlander, who you know is watching this closely, Taz, something to think about as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Sorry for my long soundbite before. But anyway, kick to the back.
Oh, you were talking? I didn't notice.
Back of the, right in the middle of the spine, I should say. I thought she caught her in the back of the head early with the first kick.
Willow just being mounted, and Julia Hart raining down those right hands.
Physical match by these two ladies here.
And again, those right hands coming from Willow's perspective from the left side, the compromised side from her vision standpoint.
Yeah, good point, good observation, you're correct. Trying to keep Willow on the ground now with this rear chin lock.
But Willow, with the strength advantage, she's rising up. Julia Hart, Willow Nightingale live tonight, AEW Dynamite. Julia trying to head into WrestleDream this Sunday with momentum. Willow doing everything in her power to prevent it.
That definitely will slow down and cool off Julia Hart a little bit. Can Willow capitalize on that?
Fans coming up this Friday night, 10/9 Central on TNT. It's AEW Rampage, AEW World Trios Championship Open Challenge. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass taking on the Hardys and Brothers Say. Ruby Soho, Hikaru Shida, one-on-one. The winner earns a shot at Saraya in the AEW Women's World Championship on title Tuesday on October 10th. Plus, Eddie Kingston puts his New Japan Strong Openweight Championship on the line against Rocky Romero. High stack on the cover. Julia Hart able to escape, and immediately following Rampage this Friday night, it's Countdown to WrestleDream this Friday. TNT, Willow Nightingale trying to prevent Willow trying to prevent Julia Hart from heading to WrestleDream with any semblance of momentum. Short arm lariat.
You got to figure, I mean, Chris Statlander's got to be loving this, just to slow down anything going into Sunday in Seattle for her against Julia, meaning Statlander.
Back heel trip by Julia Hart, trying to flatten out Willow Nightingale, looking for Heartless.
Get that overhook. She can get that overhook. She's got it.
Julia's got it locked in, but very close to the ropes. Willow is reaching for the rope. She makes it. She makes it. The fingers on the ropes, forcing the break.
I think there was an opportunity before she hooked that overhook to pivot her hips, Julia, to prevent her opponent from grabbing the ropes. That's just an experience thing. She'll watch this tape back and realize what she did wrong, and the House of Black will coach her up.
Julia coming into the corner, but Willow with the pounce. Willow, the pounce, sending Julia across the ring.
It's looking a little bleak right now for Julia going into Sunday against Statlander. Oh, boy.
And Willow hoists up Julia on the shoulder. She's looking for it earlier, the stampede.
She's doing Brody's ball.
Not too happy about this.
That was great. Good job by Willow.
Willow, the cannonball, but Julia. Great timing, great flexibility by Julia Hart.
There's an opening. Can Julia get this? What is she thinking here, man?
Moonsault press. 1, 2, 3.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
physical match by these two ladies right here. Excellent win going into Wrestle Dream by Julia Hart, but what an outing by Willow also.
Julia Hart, her last singles loss came at the hands of Chris Statlander 17 months ago.
Hold on.
And now this Sunday,
sorry, she's not done here.
Yeah, the Heartless now locked in once again on Willow.
This is a direct message to Chris Statlander.
And Willow just trapped in this. There's no rope break. There's no way for Willow to escape. I think Julia got what she wanted. She got Chris Statlander.
Oh boy, Statlander's coming in hot here. She's coming in full speed.
Whoa, Statlander. The swing and the stumble, and now.
Whoa.
What a bodyguard.
That's a big body to guard. He's big. And he definitely had to slow down Chris Statlander. Yeah. But Statlander knows this Sunday she gets Julia one-on-one.
Julia Hart, Chris Statlander. This Sunday in Seattle, Wrestle Dream, live on pay-per-view.
Bert Vixen now, who's been celebrating her 4-year pro wrestling anniversary on Monday, has a black belt in Taekwondo, all-around athletic background.
Oh, the black eye after that forearm.
She is getting run through the ringer as Bert Vixen.
Oh! Strong kicks, and of course the leader of the house, Black, Malachi Black, known for his kickboxing background. And Teddy would impart some of that knowledge and training with Hart.
So Bert Vixen has withstood, sorry to interrupt you there, she has withstood the early onslaught from Julia Hart, looking to get things going, but that thrust kick might slow her down.
Walked right into another strong kick, but now, whoa! Stuns the arresting, brooding and emotive Julia Hart.
Creates distance to close in. And Bert Vixen, an athlete similar in size, frame, competitive skill to Chris Statlander, but of course does not have the track record of success as Julia Hart goes to the top.
For the TBS title. But, oh! Julia Hart might tomorrow, hold on.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Wow. Color me impressed.
Chris Statlander puts the TBS Championship on the line tomorrow night live on pay-per-view at Wrestle Dream against Julia Hart, a woman who has not lost in 523 days.
Oh, Chris. I don't think I can wait till tomorrow. I think you should come out here right now.
Wow. That's confidence.
And of course, Chris Statlander is going to answer any challenge, any call. Yeah, she's not alone. She's got her best friends with her.
Was this a good idea for the TBS champion? Sometimes discretion, the better part. Oh, nothing discreet against the TBS champion. Oh.
And both Julia and Chris pushing their contemporaries aside.
Step aside, boys.
Julia Hart spinning the webs.
Julia! You can go ahead and run away tonight, but tomorrow you're going to be forced to be in the ring with not only the TBS champion, but the defeater of the undefeated. The clock is ticking, and tomorrow night on Wrestle Dream, your time is up!
Little girl, you are so young and naive. Didn't even see your full potential until
The house
he showed you.
always wins.
Now, you are reborn.
Do you see this? Over 24 bodies stacked, and this will not end until we get to the one.
I don't want to have to make an example out of Julia Hart at Wrestle Dream, but I have to. I am a fighting champion. I am the fighting champion. And a spooky little bitch like you is no match for Chris Statlander.
Scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit is for the TBS Championship. Introducing the challenger, accompanied by Brody King from Bloomington, Minnesota, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart. New York, she is the TBS champion, Chris Statlander.
Taz is tagged out. Tony Schiavone has joined us at the desk tonight. And Tony, what a match for you to be on the call for.
Two red-hot ladies for the TBS title. Great to be joining you, Excalibur. You too, Nigel. How about what we've seen so far? Just a comment. Eddie Kingston and Shibata tore it up, didn't they?
They certainly did. They did Inoki-san proud and then some.
But I tell you, it's going to take a lot to dethrone Chris Statlander. I don't know if you're going to find a more powerful woman in the women's division than Chris Statlander.
Hard into the barricade, and Statlander, after that first one, Nigel, she came up clutching those ribs.
Well, the ribs, hold on. This isn't going to help.
The cover.
There is damage to the ribs every time you pin someone with the hook of the legs. More pressure. Now the full mount. Just ragdolling the champion.
Julia bouncing the head of Chris Statlander repeatedly off the mat. And
there she goes to the rib cage again from behind. You know, with Statlander, with those two knee injuries she sustained over the past couple of years, you would think going to the knees would be the way to go. But if you got the ribs going,
Julia off the back of Statlander with the senton, and now the leg is hooked again. And Julia coming into this match seemingly with the game plan. if the ribs of Chris Statlander are in fact compromised, that sets Julia up not only for that standing moonsault press that she likes to use, but the Heartless as well, that submission hold.
Indeed, the core, a big factor in that submission ability, but right now,
here we go.
Another version of the abdominal stretch. We've seen a few here tonight. I think everybody paying homage to the late, great Antonio Inoki. Certainly popularized the move.
Julia was hammering down on the ribs with that elbow as well. And now Statlander, she's trying to freeze her leg from Julia's. And then a hip toss, but again, you see Statlander not moving well.
Yeah, not much behind. I'm sorry, Nigel, not much behind that punch either, or that slap.
It's not just the pain of damage to the ribs, it affects your ability to breathe as well. And if you can't breathe, you lose energy pretty quick. Statlander needs all the energy she can get to all that power. There's some.
Desperation power slam, but Chris Statlander not able to capitalize on it.
Champion's hurt, needs to open her mouth wide, suck in as much oxygen as she can.
Like you were talking about, Nigel, she is heaving, she is trying to get a breath. You can see it.
Statlander in with the uppercut, and now the knee to the side of the head. Chris Statlander, blue thunder bomb, 2, and Julia able to kick out Statlander. It's not often you see her struggle pick up an opponent, Nigel.
Yeah, I think that speaks to the damage to the midsection and her core as well. Statlander seems a little bit stunned. Julia Hart has been able to get as much offense in thus far. Oh, wait a second. Could be looking for it.
The Sunday Night Fever, no. Statlander runs through the lariat attempt. Julia goes underneath, and a stumble there by Statlander. And Brody King trying to undermine the confidence of the champion.
And the champion needs to just walk away from Brody and not paying attention. Julia now from behind.
As Statlander up and...
Oh, she was looking for the miss.
Yeah, you could see it.
And Statlander corner, though. She didn't get the miss out instead.
The right hand, and now Statlander plants Julia Hart. 2, and now Julia survives.
Well, she was going for, you called it, Nigel, the miss. You saw when she slapped it right out of her mouth.
Deadlift German suplex.
Well, a fork in the road for Julia Hart and the House of Black now.
Chris Statlander fighting with a renewed sense of purpose here.
House of Black lost the World Trios titles. They want more gold. They need more power.
Oh, but Statlander took too long. She likes that 450 splash off the top, but the ascent to the top rope with those injured ribs, just too much for Statlander.
Yeah, if she hits here, if Julia Hart hits this, Statlander is in major trouble.
Well, Statlander called Hart a spooky little bitch who said she was no match for the TBS champion. She's been a real bitch.
Julia Hart launching Chris Statlander into the ring.
Now that's creepy.
And Julia could be on the verge. No. Statlander identifying the jeopardy, latching onto the leg. Oh, Statlander, she went down hard. Julia.
Here she goes.
Moonsault press. 1, 2, and no!
The leg on the rope.
Chris Statlander, the injury, the compromised ribs. She needed that rope break, Nigel.
Indeed, had to. Couldn't have kicked out otherwise. A banshee shriek from Hart. Look, could be looking for the Heartless submission. Couldn't complete it.
Nope. Oh, and Statlander dropping down. Julia looking for Heartless once again. Oh, it's in. Good. It's in center of the ring. Statlander
flailing like a fish in the center. Hold on.
No. The reversal. The roll up. And no. Julia still hanging on.
These incredible leg power again by Statlander. Amazing.
Statlander snakes her hand through. Gets Julia up onto the shoulders. Oh, wait a second. Tombstone pile driver.
That's going to do it again.
And now, the overhead Sunday Night Fever. 2, 3.
The winner of this match, and still the TBS champion, Chris
a win by Chris Statlander, but what an effort by Julia Hart here tonight.
I echo that, Excalibur. Julia Hart really pushed Chris Statlander, had her hurt.
You know what Statlander was thinking of there, grabbing the leg, but you can see how close Julia Hart came to defeating the TBS champion. To your point, Excalibur, had it not been for the foot on the ropes, we might have seen a new champion. But ultimately, these two devastating maneuvers, one after the other, were enough to take any hope from Julia Hart. But I've got to say this, fellas, that was the toughest test I've ever seen Statlander have.
Absolutely, good call. It was, and now 15-0 here in 2023, and still a champ, Chris Statlander.
And Julia Hart being brought to the back by Brody King, the House of Black. Unsuccessful in their efforts to bring gold, bring championships back to their organization. And you want to talk about championships.
By someone like Statlander, TBS champion, you know, and Statlander's got such an amazing record herself, so there's no shame in that if you're Julia Hart. Wow, that knee, grabbing at the knee is Red Velvet as she gets thrown out of the ring here.
You know, and Taz, first time back with a serious injury that kept you out almost the entire year. I would think you'd be a little bit tentative at times.
Yeah, you know, you do. Because like I said earlier, it gets in your head a little bit. It really does. This happen to me. It does. You do get a teeny bit tentative.
Yeah.
And when that happens, that's sometimes when you get hurt worse, to be honest with you.
Right.
Because you can't. You got to let it all hang out there. But it's easier said than done when you're coming back from a bad injury like Red Velvet.
Yeah. And knee brace continues to slip down here.
Well, that's exactly what's happening because he's wearing those long spandex pants.
Right.
It's tights, I should say.
Oh, my goodness!
What the hell?
Julia just with the hair whip.
Yeah, that was definitely wicked right there. Well done by Julia.
Julia just improved so much as a pro wrestler. I know we've been talking about that, talking about the cover.
Far leg is hooked and Velvet able to kick out.
We've been talking about her transformation. You can see it in her face and the way she acts and the black mist, but as a wrestler in the ring and her offense, she has improved so much.
Absolutely. I mean, she's definitely a big fan of her in-ring work and her whole style and her vibe, as I am of Red Velvet. But right now, Velvet's in trouble.
Yeah, this is not how Red Velvet wanted to return to action here after 9 months away from the ring. A very different Julia Hart than Velvet first crossed paths with in 2021.
Strong rear chin lock applied here by Julia.
Yeah, Julia just really wrenching on Velvet. Tight grip. AEW Dynamite back live from Portland, Oregon. Julia Hart, Red Velvet, one-on-one here tonight. Julia looking to upset Red Velvet's return to action, but Velvet not out of this one yet.
Yeah, no, right now, Julia following up, and you can see Velvet almost just bang up. Nice job, good athleticism there. I was about to say that Red Velvet might be just about done, but no, she's not.
Yeah, she looks like she can barely stand, but she got a lot left.
And fans, Rampage Live this Friday night, 10/9 Central on TNT. It has been made official. FTR will take on Commander El Hijo del Vikingo live this Friday night. And then on Saturday, AEW Collision, La Facción Ingobernable, Rush and Dralistico take on Anthony Henry, JD Drake, the Workhorsemen, and plus Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting take on Lance Archer and the Righteous. All of that and so much more. Such a big weekend of action here in store from AEW.
Yeah, and meanwhile, it's really a rebound situation here for Red Velvet. Look at this.
Standing moonsault press, Velvet, the leg is hooked, and Julia able to kick out.
A good kick out right there by Julia. She almost got beat. By the way, today, Julia Hart's 22nd birthday, so happy birthday to Julia Hart. I'm sure the House of Black bought her a black cake or something.
I'm sure that you're right.
Like spider webs on it, something like that, or spider webs?
Probably spider webs.
Mothballs. Not the chocolate.
Yeah, look at Red Velvet go down to one knee here, and I just wonder if all that time off has hurt her cardiovascular training.
Could be, yeah, definitely. And that's a good point, Shivani, because you can do all the cardio you want, but there's nothing like wrestling for cardio. When you're not active, it affects your cardio.
As now, Velvet with the wrist brings Julia over the top, and
It's like a version of iconoclasm there.
Exactly, and Julia had the toughness to kick out, but that was greatly done by Red Velvet.
You see Velvet, she was pounding that right knee, that braced up knee. Maybe some frustration there. We noticed the knee brace slipping down, coming out of position, taking Velvet off her game.
Well, the thing is, too, guys, she's got to get used to wrestling with this brace. That's something that's you do in training, but when you're out here performing in front of the world, it's a little harder. You got to get used to that.
And look at Julia just contorting the body of Red Velvet, now stomping down on the ribs. Viciousness from Julia Hart.
I was thinking the same thing. How vicious can a lady get? We're seeing it from Julia.
Julia up to the top. Takes a moment to compose herself. Oh, God. Salt press. And the win.
The winner of this match, Julia Hart.
Well, we questioned how Julia Hart would recover for so many months. All she knew was winning. That stopped at Wrestle Dream. But the trend continues, or the trend begins once again here tonight on Dynamite. And Julia now locking in Heartless. After the bell, this is completely unnecessary by Julia Hart.
Yeah, it just shows she's just trying to send that message to the ladies' locker room. And hold on.
Remember, it was Sky Blue who turned things around on Julia Hart last week, blowing the mist.
Yeah, the blue mist.
Into Julia, and now if Sky Blue, I mean, I think Julia's trying to get a look. Does Sky Blue have the mist in her mouth? The stalemate here. Sky Blue just emotionless. The emotionless look on her face, and there's
we got others.
Willow Nightingale and the TBS champion, Chris Statlander.
Yeah, we've heard the three ladies, Statlander, Willow, and Sky Blue, were talking last couple of weeks.
What is going on here? Chris Statlander finding herself in the middle between Julia Hart and Sky Blue.
Meanwhile, Willow went right to Red Velvet to help her out.
Very interesting situation developing here.
Willow, Sky, you two keep rejecting my gift. I'm not sure why, and Stat also keeps interjecting herself into my business. So how about this? Tonight on Collision, me and Willow, I beat her, you have to give me a rematch, Stat, at Full Gear for the TBS championship.
A warning here from Aubrey Everett, the referee. Remember, this match is for a shot at the TBS championship held by Chris Statlander, who's been such a wonderful champion for AEW.
Absolutely dominant. Statlander wants to prove herself. And certainly done that in a number of very impressive title defenses.
Julia just rakes the chest here of Willow Nightingale, who fires back. We'll see how much reserve Willow has here, because Julia, oh boy, Julia, one elbow shot crashed Willow Nightingale to the mat.
Yeah, the striking ability of Hart, very impressive. Of course, the leader of the House of Black, Malachi Black, strong striker in his own right. Plenty of kickboxing experience. And now focusing on the left arm of Nightingale.
Well, that's ever since the beginning of this break here, Nigel, when she pulled the arm down from the top rope.
What do you think's the methodology behind that, Tony?
It's.
You want me to tell you?
Yes.
All right, Nightingale, known for the babe with the bomb, that power bomb. You take the arm away, she can't hit it. That's why they pay me the big bucks, Tone.
Apparently so, man, because you're right on target. You are right on target, Nigel McGuinness.
I can do it all night, as can Julia Hart here, taking away the left limb.
Yeah, Willow is hurting here, guys. I mean, look, she's... Oh, man, she just pulls the arm and the elbows bent back on. Oh.
Methodical offense from Julia Hart.
She's not going to get a submission with the all tied up in the rope, so Julia brings it back to the ring.
May get it with the Heartless lock, Mo.
A relentless Julia Hart. Willow trying to power out of this. We are back with you. We are 1 week away from Full Gear, but tonight, here on Collision, we're seeing two ladies battle in the women's division to see who will get a shot at the TBS Championship. Willow Nightingale, Julia Hart going back and forth, and Willow just powers out of that.
Reflex action from Nightingale, clotheslining Hart to the mat. But the damage to the left arm has certainly paid dividends for Hart.
And Willow just trying to get up here. As you can see, pulling herself up on the bottom rope. Meanwhile, Julia pulling herself up on the other side. Now you can see as Brody King is encouraging. And both ladies up. Both ladies are at a vertical base. Hip attack. Willow snaps her over after a big lariat. Missed the boot. Wild swing and a miss.
Here we go. Great agility from Hart.
Great agility is right, Nigel. Willow's just too strong, though.
This story has been about power versus agility. Determination against cunning. And power looks like it's winning.
1, 2, no! Close. Close for Willow, but man, she is hurting it, you can see.
Had to grit through the pain. An impromptu Papa, hold on a second. Let's see if she can do this. Here it comes. No!
Tried to pick her up, could not with that.
For the gut wrench power bomb, but the damage to the arm prevented it.
And Julia takes full advantage, whips the arm with a full arm drag and twist whip down. And now Julia Hart, handspring into a lariat. And a steam. Hip check that time, snap married her over. Julia Hart's got Willow in a tough way, and a lariat from behind.
Hold on. This could be it. Looking for the Heartless lock. Can she complete?
Trying to get it. Willow is fighting off. She reaches over, does. Julia Hart, look at the power.
To her feet. And of course, weakening the left arm will make Nightingale more susceptible to the Heartless lock.
And Julia Hart, Willow with a pounce, send her down. Fans this coming week ahead of Full Gear. Red Velvet, Sky Blue, one-on-one. They've been good friends in the past. Both have won big matches the past few weeks on Rampage, and they will go one-on-one this week with the winner fighting the TBS champ Chris Statlander, and the winner of this match right now coming up at Full Gear.
What's going to happen here? Oh, tried to make the most of having Brody King on the outside, but Nightingale was one step ahead.
But as you've heard, the women...
Oh, was she?
The women's division has gotten very interesting when it comes to the TBS title. Red Velvet and Sky Blue. Who will get a shot at the TBS Championship? Chris Statlander right now. She's trying to bring Willow back to the ring and finally does. Willow hit hard that time, Nigel.
Yeah, I thought that it was Nightingale who was one step ahead. Instead, Julia Hart moved, damage to the lower back. Oh, but wait a second, took too long.
Willow's got her.
Oh, no. Half and half, full Nelson.
Full Nelson. Slam. 1, 2. No, did not get her. Oh, that was close. And Willow knows it was close.
Julia Hart still in this one.
Willow needs to, little gut check time here. Forget about what happened there. Go for it again.
Babe with a. Can she get it?
Oh
no.
Oh, man, she landed.
Stayed upright. Julia Hart.
Sure did. Here comes Julia Hart with a lariat from behind. Boy, what a physical matchup we are watching in the women's division.
We certainly is. Well, we knew with the TBS title on the line, both superstars were going to give it their all.
Julia Hart is perched, stands up, moonsault on target, 2, 3.
Got it!
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart.
Well, it was Chris Statlander who ended a 28-match winning streak for Julia Hart. The Bride of Darkness wants revenge.
Inside my veins, bred for war, begging for more. None shall mourn. I am reborn. Live in sin, the house always reigns.
The World Freedom Match set protocol with a 20-minute time limit is for the TBS Championship. Introducing the challengers. First, from Bloomington, Minnesota, honoring the House of Black, Julia Hart.
And this Sky offering the left-handed shake.
Okay.
And Julia!
I like what Julia Hart did right there. I like that.
And Julia sweeps out the leg now. Oh, just bouncing Sky Blue's skull off the mat repeatedly.
Not sure if I like it. I think an allegiance against Chris Statlander would have been a smart decision.
No, I understand what you're saying, but at the moment, you know, really, Julia Hart has a lot of momentum, been going the past several weeks for sure. So I feel like she knows it's every woman for themselves in this matchup here.
Yeah, but Taz, after now.
Well, take a look now. Full mount and pound from Sky Blue. Julia Hart only got herself to blame. It was blowing the mist into the face of Sky Blue that has made her this aggressive.
Now Sky charging and the PK on target. Sky looking to end it here. And Julia able to kick out. But Statlander, back suplex. Now coming in, driving Julia to the corner.
To my point, Julia Hart may rue the decision to turn against Sky Blue.
Oh, Statlander, uppercut on Julia.
Good for Sky Blue getting out of the way, but she didn't get out of the way of that knee there.
Taz, after Chris Statlander defeated Jade Cargill at Double or Nothing to win the TBS Championship, she has been unstoppable. The cover, Julia, the senton.
No, she has been unstoppable, Statlander, for sure. But right now, again, we've laid it out here during this match. She is definitely at the disadvantage with two people coming at her and her title.
As Sky Blue back up to her feet, as Julia just a grip around the throat. And no, Sky reverses. Great reversal there. Julia able to kick out though. Lariat intercepted. Roundhouse kick connects from Statlander. Sky goes underneath. Neck breaker.
Beautiful weave through there by her. Nice running back elbow by Julia.
Now, Sky Blue, Chris Statlander down. Julia Hart taking a moment to catch her breath. This has been a fast-paced three-way match for the TBS Championship.
It could be more of a re-strategizing thing, too. I don't know about breath. I just feel like this is, and being in three-way matches at times, if there's a lull, you start to think. You have to have a different game plan. Who do I go after? How do I go after them? Yada, yada. I think that's kind of what's going down right now.
Oftentimes, the best strategy is adaptability, because you never know how a match is going to start turning out.
Taz, did you just yada yada a three-way match? I think I did. Okay. Sky Blue turns things around on Julia Hart, sends her head first into the top turnbuckle pad, but Julia gets the boots up, and the lariat taking Statlander off her feet. Wow, surprising power from Julia Hart.
Julia Hart has really found herself in the House of Black. Oh, wait a second, though.
And Nigel, as much as I hate to agree, you're right. Oh,
Ooh, on the money.
Louise.
Sky Blue, what a kick there to the mush.
And but Julia fighting out with some right hands, finds her footing, swinging a miss, but Statlander fires back on a lariat. Toe kick, and Statlander plants Julia. 2. Oh no! Late kick out there by Julia Hart.
Gotta watch Sky Blue. She's fixing to do something right now to the champion.
Sky steps off, looking for the Hurricane Rana.
With a power.
Statlander. Oh no. Sky Blue up on the shoulder. Oh!
I thought maybe Sky Blue was going to go for a victory roll, but by the time she maybe thought of it, she got dropped on her face.
And Statlander, she favors that 450 splash in the corner.
Statlander, she's suffered knee injuries in her career, but wait a second.
Oh, goes crashing down to first the apron, then the floor.
That's a tough landing. I feel like Julia.
That was just a mule kick by Julia Hart, who's got Sky Blue down. Julia perched on top. Moon Salt Press. Do we have a new champion? 1, 2. No! Statlander there to break it up and preserve her title.
Yeah, to my earlier point, Statlander could have lost the title there through no fault of her own, but look.
That was a great job by Statlander saving her own championship, and Julia's furious. Oh! A scoop power slam on the outside.
Great poise, great composure by Statlander. She baited Julia Hart in and landed that power slam.
And again.
The kick to the face. Sky Blue attempts, turns the corner. That kick across the jaw of Statlander. Look at Statlander's body language. The crossbody attempted. Chris Statlander.
How strong.
Thinking. A little Saturday Night Fever. No.
Counter.
1, 2, and no. Statlander breaks free. Sky Blue ducks the lariat, ducks the second one, and now rolls up. Cold Blue! 1, 2, no!
Oh my gosh!
How close! Sky Blue almost just captured the TBS title. Let's take a look at this. Code Blue.
Look at how Sky Blue rolled up the body of Chris Statlander, went over the top, lands the Code Blue, and was a half a heartbeat away from becoming TBS champion. Sky Blue thinking Code
looking
Blue.
for a second time.
Oh! Julia on target with a kick, and now Julia! The lariat to the back of the head. Sky Blue down.
Could be looking for the Heartless lock. Got it.
Heartless cinched in.
Similar pressure to the infamous sugar hold, but nothing sweet about it.
Oh, but look at Statlander deadlift German.
Oh, that deadlift German will cool off Julia Hart for sure. And there's another one now for Sky Blue.
Such tremendous strength from Chris Statlander.
She is really keeping her level low while she back arches.
One could charitably describe her as a human suplex machine.
Easy there, partner.
Oh, the roundhouse kick avoided. Oh, cover, 2 and no. Statlander sends Sky in. Tijeras. No, Statlander.
Now what? What the hell?
Saturday Night Fever. Julia comes in, breaks it up. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa! And new TBS champion, Julia Hart.
Wow! Talk about picking up the scraps. Man, she stole
must apologize to Chris Statlander. I put the commentator's curse on her when I talked about her momentum, about her win streak.
Well, all three ladies, Nigel, they busted their butt out here. They worked real hard throughout this match. And Julia Hart stands tall with that TBS title.
I absolutely did. The house always wins. The wistful light in the House of Black today leaves as TBS champion.
And she picked up the scraps left behind by Statlander.
Well, Statlander had pretty much won the match with the Saturday Night Fever. Folded her opponent over, and then in came Julia Hart, to your point, Taz, to take these scraps. To the victor goes the spoils.
Realization. You guys have to interrupt when you're speaking, but I'll speak anyway. You have to take the being opportunist, and that's what just happened there. She saw the opportunity, she snatched it. Now, Excalibur, you may speak, sir.
Julia Hart, the new TBS champion.
Julia Hart just one step ahead on that one.
Julia Hart taking advantage of the fact that there are no countouts, which was Lady Frost's choice of a stipulation, to coolly and calmly dispatch the Ice Queen here on the floor.
And the Ice Queen may be in trouble here. Anybody hits the safety rail that hard is in trouble.
Sternum first, stomach first, into the edge of the ring.
And once again, we want to emphasize no countouts here. Bryce Remsburg just watching the action from the outside. Still got to go in the ring to win the match.
And I understand the reasoning. Lady Frost wanting to make sure that Julia Hart can't take an easy way out and make sure, that she gets every opportunity to claim that TBS title.
Well, instead it looks as though the rules that Lady Frost wanted have favored a brighter darkness.
I agree with that. All right, now she cannot use a chair. And there you see that Bryce Remsburg says, think about it.
Well, you can't lose the title in a disqualification, is that right?
You're exactly right.
Go on then, use the chair.
So you wanted to use the chair.
Well, I think that's why Bryce Remsburg was saying think about it, because you don't want to damage your reputation as a champion.
Julia Hart, I think, hit that ring post.
Yeah, it did.
Try to get her hands down to prevent herself from hitting the ring steps.
Let me get this right. You're okay with Julia Hart using the chair, but not Adam Copeland.
Well, I was going to say
watch this!
Hold on. Whoa. Awkward landing there for Frost, who had to adjust mid-flight.
Tried the moonsault. Great extension on a thrust kick. That time, Julia Hart. Lady Frost in the chair, obviously. And just trying to get out of the way of Julia Hart. And the match, again, with no countouts, can go as far as it wants here outside of the ring.
Here we are.
And everybody's going to get a good view.
Oh, boy, got a hit.
Lady Frost with the best seat in the house.
And it was a clothesline just like that took care of Sky Blue. The roll up, 1, 2, 3, back at full gear, gentlemen. And the new TBS champion was crowned.
And now
will history repeat itself? Is the cover. That's 2. And nope.
Lady Frost, as we mentioned, very, very powerful. You can see the power in her arms, her back. She just pushed right out of that. Now a lot of the fans chanting Julia here. Lady Frost kicks her down, missed that kick, but came back with it. Well, Lady Frost still in a lot of pain here. Whoa! Julia bounces back up quickly.
And Lady Frost goes down.
And Julia gets her from behind with that lariat.
And here it comes, Nigel.
The heartless submission. A version of the old sugar hold. And there's nothing sweet about that.
The winner of this match by submission and still the TBS champion, Julia Hart.
Didn't take long once the heartless hold was put on.
That's 2. That's 2. The house always wins. Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, that was 1. Victory. Julia Hart 2. Brody King.
Let's find out about number 3 because our main event is coming up very shortly.
Now, Julia, I think, inviting the count out. They're inviting Abaddon to crawl their way back into the ring if they can. Abaddon used to crawling their way to the ring, but not certainly under these circumstances after that suplex on the floor.
Well, you could see the face of Abaddon that they are in some trouble on the outside here.
Julia Hart right now, all the confidence in the world. The challenge is in a lot of trouble.
And Taz, Julia not rushing forward. Is this a good strategy for her?
As far as Julia? Yeah, I think it is. I do. There's no reason to be aggressive right now. Abaddon is in a bad way. You have the control if you're the champion.
Abaddon with a couple of gut shots, and Julia just fired back.
Abaddon over that middle rope. Julia leg out. Guttural growl as well.
Yeah, both are shrieking here.
Remember, there's no rope breaks here in a house rules match. That's why Aubrey Edwards is allowing this to continue.
Correct. Good observation. Good point. And the thing is, Julia was using that bottom rope to choke Abaddon.
Oh, wait, but
oh my God, that was wild. Oh, that was impressive.
Showing some quickness, Abaddon that time.
Yeah, whiplashing Julia into that top rope, but Julia dropping Abaddon one shot. Not often you see Abaddon drop like that.
That arm was out, and she being Julia Hart, realized it.
You see Abaddon
snapping at the referee.
But underneath all those straps of their ring attire, you can see that kinesio tape is on, indicative of an injury. And Abaddon!
Oh, that's legal.
Biting Julia Hart. It is all legal in this house rules match. That was Abaddon's chosen stipulation.
Smart move on the part of Abaddon. They knew what they were doing. Oh, my God. And they're still doing it.
Abaddon taking a bite out of the champion. This is the tough thing about house rules match. Never know what you're in for, but now Abaddon repeatedly taking Julia off her feet.
We've never seen anyone go after Julia Hart like this since she won the title. No one.
Knees in that corner.
Hell, and Abaddon can win this thing if they just keep the pressure on.
Yeah, Abaddon's got to try to do what you just said. And keep the pressure going.
Lung blower there. Abaddon covers.
I really thought Julia was out that time. Abaddon really upset. I don't know if the referee or herself, I'm not so sure.
Something, see the hand right there of Julia. When you see an athlete bringing their fingers in and out, that means they got a stinger. There's some numbness in the arm. That's kind of what's going on right there. She's trying to get the blood flow back in the hand.
Yeah, great call.
But Julia up to her feet, stopping Abaddon's ascent into the ropes. As Julia gets her footing on that top, Abaddon in jeopardy here.
Yeah, it looks like Julia is going to throw Abaddon here with this, maybe a superplex. Oh! Big one here, big one.
Bad landing for Abaddon. Julia, the lateral press, and Abaddon able to convulse out of that.
Well, this sold-out house almost witnessed the champ retain right there, Shivani.
This is a great title match, guys. This really is. I mean, both Abaddon and Julia Hart have pushed each other to the limit here.
Oh, that lariat, that blindside lariat, Julia often uses it as the prelude to the Heartless, her submission finishing technique.
That's what she's doing right now, and Abaddon reaching the ropes. Yep.
And the ropes cannot save Abaddon.
That's right.
As Julia has the challenger all locked up. Abaddon with nowhere left to go. Abaddon has to fight their way out of this if they can.
God.
Oh, wait.
They did.
Abaddon rolls up, reverses. Julia forced to abandon ship.
Super close right there, almost crowning a new champ.
Julia blocks the lariat. Abaddon weaves underneath, sends Julia to the ropes. Abaddon catches, and Julia planted once again by Abaddon.
I'm surprised she didn't try to cover that time.
And Abaddon, driving knee strike, catches Julia on the side of the head. Abaddon covers. 2 and no. Julia fires her shoulder up.
Now, champion right there showing fortitude, showing toughness.
And a frustrated scream from Abaddon. They just need to keep applying pressure. They will break Julia down little by little.
Let's see what Abaddon's going to plan here. Well, Julia up to meet Abaddon, and
Abaddon headbutt, stunning Julia, stopping her in her tracks.
Again, the physicality of this match.
Biting again. Biting the head of Julia.
All legal, all legal.
Yeah, it's wild, and Abaddon's got metal in her mouth. Wait a minute, what do we got? Is it?
It's a Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
Where did she come from? She and Julia Hart, they've had this
friendship.
Yeah, they've been on the same team.
And it was Sky Blue that cost Chris Stanley. Oh, wait. Abaddon.
What the hell?
Dragging Sky out from underneath the ring.
Yeah, Sky tried to go underneath the ring, and Abaddon went right at her. All right. Meanwhile, R.B. Edwards not even... Oh, the fight goes on the outside.
Abaddon battering... And remember, it was Sky Blue that cost Chris Statlander the match this past Wednesday night at Dynamite. Excuse me, Julia Hart that cost Statlander the match. And I think Sky Blue trying to return the favor to Julia Hart.
That's exactly what happened.
That knee strike a moment ago, I should say, by Abaddon on Sky was wild. But then Julia Hart, man, she took care of business.
Again, a lot of times just athletic ability will prevail. And I think it's well documented how athletic Julia Hart is. I'm not saying Abaddon's not.
Look at Julia just dribbling a basketball, driving Abaddon's head off those steel steps.
We're going to find out how much Abaddon has left once they get rolled in the ring.
Julia ascending to the top.
It's taking a lot of time to get up there.
But if she lands this, I think she's going for that moonsault press. If she lands this could be it.
Abaddon's kind of stuck right there. Let's see if Hart can do it.
Julia Hart.
Yes.
Moonsault press. 2, 3.
Winner of this match is still TBS champion, Julia Hart.
Taz, it was like Julia, I guess I incorrectly called it. It wasn't a moonsault press. It was like Julia came down with the knees on the midsection of Abaddon.
And look at Sky Blue run in. Tell Aubrey to let her, Sky Blue, raise the hand of the champion. Battle of the Belts 9 continues live here from Norfolk, Virginia on TNT. The TBS Championship is happening in front of our eyes as Julia Hart defends against her former longtime friend, Anna Jay. And Anna Jay's fighting with one arm.
How can Anna Jay win against Julia Hart, Nigel, with only one arm?
They have to use her legs.
That's exactly right.
Certainly you can apply plenty of submissions with the legs or to the legs for that matter.
Oh, man, she took a shot with that right arm and another one. Boy, it's hurting her, though.
She can't even lift her elbow above 90 degrees.
And I just wonder how much steam's behind those blows, that right arm.
Yeah, can't be all of it. And if she tries the Queen Slayer choke, will she have the strength cover?
1, 2, the reverse kick knocked her down.
Interesting, you saw the way there that Anna Jay pinned the TBS champion.
Right.
No, zero body on body there. Oof. I think she wanted Julia Hart to kick out.
A backstabber and a cover. 1, 2. Nope. In that time, Julia Hart rolled her left shoulder.
And again, some people might roll their eyes at that comment by Nigel, but champions do that all the time. You forego a cover to open up an opportunity for a submission or another big move.
Certainly, anytime you kick out, you give up a body part. And Anna Jay, was looking for one.
1, 2, and a 2 count.
Julia Hart is going to need to be resilient and smart. The way she won the title, the way she beat both Sky Blue and Chris Statlander in Los Angeles.
Still to come, Orange Cassidy, Preston Vance for the International Championship. And Julia Hart kicking Anna Jay away. Both feet. Rolls over the top. Julia Hart is hurting as well. And she's holding her right shoulder.
Now let's showing some vitriol. Watch out.
As much as they know each other,
I do believe, here's a cover. 1, 2. I do believe that Anna Jay realizes there may be some weak points in Julia Hart as well.
Well, I think there's a weak point in Anna Jay. I think the reason why she's not... Hold on a second, there it is!
The
From
Queen,
the back!
The Queen Slayer. Oh, look at that roll up. 1, 2.
Oh, a choke of her own.
Yes.
Beautiful. Julia Hart. The forearm across the carotid artery. Look at the face of Anna Jay. It's starting to get red. That blood pressure in the head.
Some fans are encouraging Anna Jay to get up, and that's what she's trying to do. Trying to rise to her feet is Anna Jay with the champion on her back. Slung her down. What's she going to come up with next? Flatliner.
To the cover.
1, 2. Oh, that shoulder just bothering her too much.
Yeah, I think I think Anna Jay is certainly hurt.
Yeah, it's hurting her covers. Her pin attempts.
For her to hook a leg with the damaged shoulder, very difficult. Watch out.
Julia rolled her over, got her down.
Here it comes.
Going for Heartless. She's
got it.
Got it. Pin attempt.
Winner of this match and still the TBS champion, Julia Hart.
Anna Jay went to the well one time too often. Remember earlier on, she tried that spin kick, went for it the second time, and oh boy, did Julia Hart have the answer.
Great call, absolutely right.
But for me, this match was all about Anna Jay coming in with a damaged shoulder. The TBS champion took advantage of it time and time again, and ultimately, that will be the challenger's undoing.
Two ladies with impressive young careers, and it's Julia Hart still the TBS champ, still to come. As a matter of fact, coming up next, we've got Orange Cassidy and Preston Vance for the International Championship.